going into it. Locke, welcome back, mate.
Thanks, mate. Certainly going to be an interesting competition, or contest, no doubt. We're in the middle of the ground, the umpire, he's holding the ball up in the air. As we said, Matthew Norton, Rory Gregg, they'll be starting in the middle. Big contest, this is where it gets won. Who can get off to the start? Ball thrown up. Norton decisively down to Andrew Arthur, goes without it. Gert steals it, goes for a handball out wide, finds Wall running off half back, short one up towards half forward to Clark. Well stolen there by Harkness, drops it on the right peg, goes out towards the boundary line.
Good start, Langwarrin just in control. I don't mind that.
In control. I thought Dramana would run off Bell half back there, but interesting short pass.
just in control early. They've made some smart decisions. I don't mind that.
So ball back into play now. Over the back, Greg decisively. Only as far as Andrew Arthur. Just whacks it on the boot up towards half forward. War again with his second touch early. So just standing in front of Dan Werner there. He's going to have a big day as a defensive forward on him because he's strong at running off half back. Beautiful left peg. Finds Fowler on the lead. Takes a mark about 55 out from goal. So they'll be looking to draw first blood here today. There's absolutely no doubt about that, Dramana, after their start last week. Fowler winds up to the top of the square. Holmes v. Cuthbert goes over the back and Holmes takes it. Umpire said play on and it'll spill through for a minor score. So was touched over the line.
I thought it was touch lock, so that's from the other side of the ground, so good vision on my behalf.
But promising signs early there for Dramana. So Harkness kicks the ball to himself. An early stat for him. Goes up towards the wing position. Half forward, in fact. Looks for Murphy. Just dropped the mark. Falls on that shoulder. That'll be a tester. Looks to get up okay. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on Murphy today because they'll be after him.
They will be. I heard on the footy show, Bossie's thoughts on that. Don't like that. 30 metres off the ball. Shouldn't have done it. Dirty play.
Agree. Norton decisively now. Down towards Harkness. Gets quickly wrapped up. Ethan Johnson tries to come through. Good tackle there. Busuttil Inglis. He's going to be wearing him like a glove today, no doubt.
It's going to suit Bussy. Busuttil Inglis there, just on that tagging role. Give him a job and he'll get it done.
That's it. You've got to be physical with Ethan Johnson. That's what Busuttil likes. Norton now with a big decisive fist up towards a defensive 50. Finds Churcher. Bateman meets him. Happy to take him out of bounds and out of play. So the wind, boys, is blowing down towards that netball court, and it doesn't feel like it's much here. It doesn't look like much here, but it actually was quite heavy out in the middle of the ground. So Dramana certainly with the advantage in this first quarter as Harkness wins it out of half back. Goes up towards the centre of the ground. Whitford crashes it back from behind. Was good. Spills to ground now. Ball wrapped up. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Mitch Cuthbert, no doubt, going to be important today.
Certainly is, because Holmes kicked 5 against them last time and got the job done on Cuthbert, so he'll be looking for a big one as the ball spills out towards the wing now. Werner up towards half forward was a nice little left peg, finds Whitford. He's got Patterson short, goes there now, was smothered off the boot. On it is Gertz, he's first on it, nice handball inside, well chopped off there by Patterson, spills out towards Howison now, who gets wrapped up around centre half forward for the Kangaroos. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So some key matchups. Smythe, he'll get Whitford. Big Ricky Johnson, he started half forward last week, and I reckon that was half their mistake. He's now starting in defence. They really need him as a general down there, no doubt. So he'll get the job on Big Gerard Brown, and it looks like Dan Gertz will get the role on Murphy. And they'll be playing a loose man, Dramana. Billy Quigley is that loose man who's a really big set-up player for them, so that's what they'll look for as the ball's fisted out towards the wing position. Bateman, he was scared then, just went to kick it off the ground. Biggs beat him, gives a handball back towards Andrew Arthur, who goes to Churcher, gets it back now, gets his kick smothered, spills over the top towards their coach, McCormack. He comes out to meet it solidly in front of Howison, just gets a fist out towards the boundary line. It'll go out of bounds and out of play. So Dramana, there's 0-1-1 to Langwarrin's no score. We've played 3 minutes in this first term. It looks to be a pretty even contest. As the ball's thrown into play, Norton decisively down to Andrew Arthur. He's definitely winning that battle. Goes up towards half forward. Dormer comes out and meets it solidly. Great mark from the young fella. He's in today. He dropped himself to qualify for the ones but couldn't. Goes up towards Murphy. It wasn't a great kick. Goes through him. Quickly on it was War. He was wrapped up by Erdman. Spills to ground. Erdman gets his head ripped off. Umpire said play on. The umpire will come in now and throw the ball up. So was likely to get away with it there. So they're getting into Murphy, no doubt.
Yeah, they're definitely getting into him, Locke.
So the ball thrown up. Brown wins that one, only as far as House, and he gets it stripped of him. Spills into Cosson's hand. Mushiali now running off half back. Goes up towards centre half forward. Ethan Johnson leading the foot race against Inglis. He just kicks it up to no man's land. It'll go out of bounds now. Play probably should be deliberate, but I don't reckon this early in the game that the umpire will call it. Doesn't.
Yeah, crowd wanted it, Locke, but good decision. Too early to do anything like that.
So Ethan Johnston just knew that Busuttil Inglis was hot on his hammer there and quickly whacked it on the foot. So he's been good at the moment.
Just watching Jesse Murphy in a couple of those bumps, definitely his right shoulder.
Yeah, he was labouring that one.
He
was turning to that left side, didn't he?
Yeah.
As Norton wins that one down towards Parker. He's quickly wrapped up there by Clark and Gertz.
Very smart, though, the trainers, mate. They've got both those shoulders heavily taped, so smart.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you speak of Ling Jong last year in the VFL Grand Final. He taped the opposite shoulder.
Yeah.
As the ball goes up towards half forward, good fist comes from Cuthbert from behind. Spills down towards Churcher. He just took him on and pumped it up towards a wing position. Foot race, Mushiali Brown. Mushiali easy. Goes back towards Gertz now. He's just going to go with a short one. Finds War. Was nice. War looks to swing onto that left foot quickly. Was a good kick. Finds Ethan Johnston out in front of Inglis. Was just too quick off the lead there. Was Johnston. Takes a mark about 50 out straight in front.
Relatively easy contest thus far, Locke. Dramana just doing it a little bit easy with the contested football. Just catching Langwarrin a little bit behind play.
So the Langwarrin crowd just positioned themselves smartly around the Dramana box. Obviously Craig Melwood, the assistant coach, is an ex-Langwarrin man, so they're getting into him, trying to get under his skin, no doubt. But it'll be Ethan Johnston. He'll set the ball sail from about 50. It's a poor left peg. Nearly goes, does go out in the full. Doesn't even register a score. Hits that van on the bonnet, so it'll be a no score for the Tigers. They'll stay at 0-1 to Langwarrin's no score. We've played 5.5 minutes in this opening term. So that was a poor kick there from Ethan Johnston. It'll be Blake Harkness to bring the ball back in, Langwarrin's skipper.
I know it's a big arse, Lock, but if Langy can get a goal from this passage of play, they're in strife here, Dramana.
So goes up towards half back now. Was big fist come from behind by Gertz. Spilled to ground and the ball was wrapped up there by Cosson.
Good crowd. There'd be, I reckon, between probably 5,000 and 10,000. I'm going to go 8,362.
It is a big crowd. I think 8,000's a bit ambitious if you ask me.
I'm just pumping it up.
Of course, the netball grand finals are on today as well. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that one.
They're all tuning in too, Lock. Don't you worry about that.
They are, as Gertz wins that one out of half forward. Goes a quick one up towards full forward. Was nicely fisted out of bounds now to play there by Hamill. So about 15 out from Dramana's goal.
Still lots of talk, Lock, about whether these grounds should have been picked.
Well, there's not much you can do when 6 apply and you've got to choose 5.
Yeah,
is there,
absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
So the ball brought back into play. Johnston was quickly on it. Good tackle there by Busuttil. Managed to get a kick away towards the top of the square. Holmes come out to meet it. Couldn't. Was wrapped up there nicely by Cuthbert. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So it's about 10 metres out from the top of Dramana's goal square. Norton decisively down towards his teammate in Parker. Gertz stole it. Was well wrapped up there by Andrew Arthur. Tackled very solidly. He's a tough man, is Andrew Arthur, but so's that man, Sam Gertz. Brought back up to play. Red wins that one decisively up towards Inglis. Was happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play. So just getting a little bit of distance out of that defence now, Langwarrin. They're about 30 out from defensive goal. They'll certainly be looking to kick a goal here though, Dramana. Fowler, Ethan Johnston, this is where they love it. Norton down towards Harkness, tries to bustle his way through, couldn't. Churcher dives on the footy, tried to get a kick away, it was well smothered. Spills back onto ground, players dive on the pill. And again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So they're holding up well here, Langwarrin's defence. Like I said, this is where Dramana love it. Fowler, Ethan Johnston, Bateman, they get to work as it goes down towards Bateman now. Handball back towards Cosson. The umpire's picked a free kick, said Bateman dropped it. So it'll be a free kick to Langwarrin. And it'll be a free kick to Ash Fennick. So it'll be Ash Fennick to bring the ball back out of defence for the Kangaroos. He's got Brown on the move now up on the wing position. He looks in that direction. He's just going to sit it up and hope he can come across and take a mark. Norton's floated back. Good fist comes from War. Spills to ground. First on it there was Brown. He gets a handball away up towards Andrew Arthur. Sweeping handball backwards. Looking for Parker. Finds him but was quickly wrapped up there. Good tackle coming from Terry Wheeler. We know he's ferocious around that footy. Is Terry Wheeler. He'll be all over it. So ball back up to play. Defensive 50 for the Kangaroos. Was won there by Werner. Takes possession of the footy, but again was quickly wrapped up. So quite a contested game, and I reckon this suits Langwarrin. Germana, they like the ball on the outside. They like to run hard and push on the outsides, no doubt, as Norton wins that one only as far as Bateman. Big snap to the top of the goal square.
Oh, it's a goal.
And I reckon that's gone through for a sausage. And what a man did kick it for the Tigers. It's ex-Langwarrin boy Josh Bateman. He gets first blood for the Tigers. They'll get a 1-1-7, plays Langwarrin's 0-0-0. We played 8.5 in this opening term, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Visit X-Golf Mornington indoor golf simulator centres now and enjoy a golfing hospitality and entertainment experience like no other. X-Golf Mornington is ideal for work events, birthday parties, corporate functions and bucks nights. For more information, go to xgolf.com.au. X-Golf Mornington, think beyond the green, a station sponsor.
As the ball's back in the middle of the ground, Norton wins that one. Roved by Greg, though. Managed to get it through now, was Herdman. Gives a handball up towards McCormack, stolen by Howison. He tries to go through with it, couldn't. McCormack gets it back, but he's well wrapped up there by Price. So Matt Price, he came in this week for Will Gregson. Price is legendary status in the Eastern Football League, won 5 League B and F, so deservedly in this side, no doubt. Ball one out of the middle there by Josh Bateman, tries to go back towards half-back, finds Quigley now. Quigley looks up towards a wing position, he's got Price on the spread with Fennick. Fennick goes up, couldn't take the mark, spills down towards Churcher. Cosson strips it, tackled quickly there by Lockie Davies, and the umpire again will come in and wrap the ball up. So we've played 10 minutes in this opening term of footy. It's Germana 1-1-7, plays Langwarrin no score. As I said, Germana, they've got the wind advantage in this first quarter. It's blowing an absolute gale out in the middle there. Doesn't feel like it here, but it is. As Germana link up well through the middle of the ground, finds Josh Bateman, goes up towards Ethan Johnston. Good fist come from behind there by Buster to Inglis. Taps it over the top towards Hutchison, goes for a snapper goal, was well tackled. Spills to ground, Inglis up towards Hamill, goes with a handball backwards, finds Harkness, and then goes up towards half forward. He's got Dormer on a strong lead, but Germana, they've structured themselves up well up across half back, and Quigley was on the end of that one. Goes in with a short one to find Fowler, and Fowler takes a mark about 45 out on a slight angle. You're
absolutely right, Locke. Germana just structuring themselves well behind the ball. Every time they've gone into their attacking 50, they've just got that set up at the back. So if Langwarrin do try and kick it out, there's someone there all the time. Germana just playing well-structured football. As you said, mate, on the footy show, didn't happen last week, so good to see it happening.
No, exactly right. They were absolutely carved up by Red Hill as Fowler sets the ball from 45. Looks good. No, just pushes right for a minor score. So that's a man that would get up and about with a bit of confidence if he could get one early. Unfortunately, couldn't do so then. So Germana will go to 1-2-8. Plays Langwarrin's no score. So Langwarrin just need to slow things down coming out of half-back, because that's where Red Hill really carved up Germana. They were patient and they took their time as Cuthbert went to bring the ball back in, and as you heard Short Pass just say, kicked it out of bounds out on the full. So it'll be brought back in for Germana. Go with the back one. A back kick finds Johnston, who's just going to send that big left hoofer to the top of the goal square. Cuthbert B. Holmes. Cuthbert, strong body work there. Just nudged Holmes under the body.
Mate. Lucky not to be pinged. Nothing in it, you reckon?
Nothing in it. Just held his body there, and Holmes was just trying to be a bit soft and play for that free kick. Just bent forward. Took a nice strong mark. Goes in with a short one. Finds Buster to Inglis. He's going to go with another short one. Finds Churcher. Looks to moving on quickly. Goes up towards half forward. Murphy follows from behind. Goes up for a mark. Couldn't take it.
It's getting that right arm up there, Locke, just stretching it, testing out that shoulder.
Yep, you've got to test it, no doubt about it, because he's going to be playing, and they need him playing 4 quarters today at 100%. The ball brought back into play now, goes over to Ruckman's heads. Quickly on it was Cosson, goes without it. Curry tries to come through with it, couldn't. Herdman tries to bustle his way through, did. Managed to get the ball out towards Churcher. He's had a lot of it across half-back as Churcher. This is where they're falling apart, but that time it was good. He lowered his eyes, found Peach. So Peach with his first touch of the day, looks across the face of the ground. He's got Patterson on the move, goes there now. Takes a strong mark, goes over the top, it's a poor handball, looks for Curry. Herdman now, managed to butter it up, poor handball again. They're just under a bit of perceived pressure at the moment. Langwarrin finds itself in Wheeler's hands. Handball to Quigley, then over the top to Bateman, turns on those afterburners, runs up towards centre half forward. Ethan Johnson on a strong lead. Good fist comes from Bussertil, Inglis behind. Foot race, Inglis and Holmes, and Bussertil. Inglis just happy to send that fist out of bounds and out of play.
Good defensive play there, Locke. Just kill the football. Don't try and keep it in. If you can get away with it, just kill it. Unfortunate there for Langwarrin. Just too cute. Just kick it long. These handballs.
It was the right idea. They just didn't have that skill.
Didn't execute it.
They didn't have the skill to execute as the tap out's won there by Holmes. Try to whack it on the boot up towards full forward. Good tackle comes from Cuthbert. Spills to Bussertil. He goes in the handball. Finds Parker. He's got a short one out wide. It's Churcher, but the kick wasn't great. So it'll go out of bounds and out of play.
He's been good thus far, Bussertil Inglis, Locke.
He has. He's just got a horrible name to pronounce as a commentator.
Trash.
I might just run with Bussy.
Bussy.
I think that works, doesn't it?
Busser
till Inglis. Bussy, do you think?
Yeah,
I think that works.
I think it works.
So the ball brought back into play now. Tries to come through with a Parker. Gertz wraps him up. And that's where it'll stay. So about 5 metres out from Dramana's goal. This is where you look for Fowler, for Ethan Johnston, for Gimp. They love these occasions. The ball brought back into play. Tap out one by Norton. Goes up towards the forward pocket for the Tigers. Fowler tries to come through with it. Harkness steals it, runs up towards half-back. Kick up towards Brown was good, but it goes over his head. Finds Quigley. He goes with a short one, finds Clark. He's got an option out wide in Wheeler. He goes there now. He goes up to the top of the square instead. Flies from behind his Holmes. He just lost Cuthbert there, Holmes, and he stuck those dukes up in the air. Took a strong mark, about 5 metres on a slight angle.
He's so strong in the air, Homer, isn't he, Locke? He's just been, when he goes to fly, 90% of the time he's going to come down with it. Just good footballer, statesman of the game.
Yeah, Cuthbert just lost touch there. Homer flew from 3 back and took a strong mark. And this one, well, this is an easy one.
Oh.
Wasn't great off the boot, but he's kicked it. And he registers there second. So they'll go to 2-2-14, plays Langwarrin 0-0-0. We played 15 minutes in this opening term, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985-2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
So Dramana have got the jump here at Somerville Recreation Reserve, Langwarrin. They would have wanted the start, no doubt about it. But Dramana, they've done well. They got the start they wanted as the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Gertz wins that one. Herdman tries to come through with it, does now. Looks up towards centre half forward, not much moving for him, so he goes with the handball back towards Harkness. It wasn't on though, so Dramana pounce through McMurray. He goes without it. Spills to ground. Harkness dives on the footy. Peach dives on him. The umpire will come in, throw the ball up. So just on wing position on the members' side of the ground. Here at Somerville, the sun's starting to peek its way through the clouds as the ball's brought back into play. Rove there by Billy Gertz. Handball to Howson was too hot for him. Spills it back to ground. Gertz dives on the footy again, but players dive on him. And again, the umpire will come in. So Langwarrin just need to slow themselves down when they get possession of the footy. Dramana obviously structuring themselves well across half-back, so they just need to take their time and find those options. There's one there by Lockie Davies. He comes running down towards a wing, just looks up. He just kicked it then, didn't actually have a look. Gertz, he dropped it. Up bicep play on. Finds itself in Wall's hands. There's a beautiful user of the footy. Finds Gip, who's run off his line, so he's been called to play on. As you can see, that finger there, absolutely taped to the heavens. Goes up towards centre half forward. Norton stands there, goes without it. Tried to kick it off the ground, couldn't. Comes through there, it was Bleeker. Gets wrapped up quickly by Herdman. Herdman will throw the ball up and say, umpire, that is yours, mate. So that half forward for the Tigers. Norton decisively down towards Andrew Arthur. Gertz though, he just stuck the arms up in the air, shrugged off the tackle. Holmes on a big lead. It was a beautiful kick and a beautiful strong lead there by Holmes. Takes a strong mark about 35 out straight in front.
It's exactly what you want from your full forward, Lock. Just a freight train coming out. Cuthbert just too far behind.
It is too quick at the moment. The Tigers too strong through the middle of the ground and too quick. Langy can't go with them at the moment. They're going to have to start being a bit more physical around that contest. As Holmes, he'll kick from 45, sets the ball sail. It looks pretty good. He kicks it.
Very good.
The Tigers are registered their third. They'll go to 3-2-20. Plays Langwarrin's no score. We've played 17.5 in this opening term, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Phone 9787-4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Jacob Kelly, mate, you're keeping some stats for us across the day. Some major ball winners so far in his first term.
Yeah, for sure. We've got Herdman on 5 disposals so far. He's just been getting the easy ball out of the centre with Big Norton's tap out. So,
love your work. Thank you, Jacob, as Peach wins that clearance, goes up towards half forward. Payne and Borg and Mushiali in a foot race. Mushiali won that one, was happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play. So right in front of the Germana interchange here. The boundary umpire will be throwing the ball in. It'll be Gertz and Brown to do the ruck work. Norton just drifting off to half back to do the fill the hole. There's one by Brown there, down towards Herman. Gertz tries to come through with it, gets his kick smothered, spills out towards McMurray. He just gives a handball, nice, finds Wheeler. Wheeler on the outside's too quick for McCormack. They need to change that. Goes up towards half forward now. Gibb from behind tries to fist it up towards a 50. Well done there by Nick Hamill. Come out strong to meet it. Was happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play. So McCormack and Wheeler is the match-up. McCormack just not quick enough to go with Wheeler, so they'll have to look at something there.
You're right there, Locke. McCormack just, maybe Wheeler got a few years on him.
So Norton with the Windsor tap out down towards McCormack. Bateman tried to bustle his way through, was well met there by McCormack. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So just between half forward and centre of the ground for the Tigers. As I said, they're kicking with the win this quarter. They've got the jump. 3-2-20 to no score. Langwarrin yet to get an inside 50. Goes up towards Andrew Arthur now. Goes up towards half forward. Brown come out to meet it. Couldn't. But that's Werner now jumping on the footy with War. The umpire will come in and wrap the ball up. So Werner just needs to tighten up as more of a defensive forward on War, because War's been really strong for them off half back. We know he's got a beautiful left peg, just really dry as well. As Herman tries to bustle his way through again. Handball up towards Andrew Arthur was too hot for him. Wheeler now takes possession of the footy. Just runs around towards half back. Looks in towards the middle of the ground. Was a nice kick. Finds Hutchison out on the lead. He looks to move it on quickly. Gertz has got out on a move out in the far wing. Wasn't a great handball. Fennick dived on him quick. Goes out towards the boundary line. Gertz in a foot race with Curry. Gets possession of the footy now. Gertz goes up towards Hutchison. Was well met there by Davies. Ducked his head.
Oh, good decision.
He ducked his head there, Hutchison, and he pinged him, Lockie Davies, and the umpire, he read it, and he pinged him holding the ball. Great decision, as you heard Short Pass say. That could be a little momentum lifter for that Langwarrin side, if they can. So Davies now looks back towards half back, finds Hamill, goes deep now to full back, finds Busuttil Inglis, and this is where they'll really want to set themselves up. They watched Red Hill do it last week. They want to be patient. Goes up towards Patterson now. Wasn't a great kick. Gets fisted out of bounds and out of play, and that's where it'll stay. So about 50 out from Germana's goal. So Langwarrin there, we knew that what they wanted to do, they saw Red Hill be patient coming out of defence, but the question today is whether Langwarrin have the disposal and skill set to be able to do what Red Hill did. As the ball's kicked off the ground towards the top of the goal square, comes out now to Cuthbert, big fist up towards Parker, who's pretty happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play. About 30 metres out from Germana's goal, short pass.
Jesse Murphy just injecting himself in the game. He seems to be having a bit of a run on the ball.
Yep, that's what he's done in previous times, just to get his hands on the footy. As Norton wins that one down towards Andrew Arthur, got pulled off the footy. Umpire said play on. Finds itself in Norton's hands. Just goes with a clear and kick up towards half back. First to meet it there was War. Goes with a kick up towards the goal square. Good fist comes from behind there, and Cuthbert will race out of bounds and out of play. Got about 30 metres on that fist.
He did, the golden fist.
It was. So it'll be brought back in by the boundary umpire, about 35 out from Germana's goal. Norton and Holmes to do the ruck work. So you look for Fowler in these situations. He's dangerous. Norton decisively down towards Andrew Arthur. He's being well held, Andrew Arthur. Every time he goes near it, he gets tackled. Spills out towards Parker, goes with a handball. Chopped off by Billy Gertz. He gives a sweeping one towards Howson. Herman read it from a mile away, speared him, spills to ground. Gertz with a big don't argue. Goes for a kick, gets it smothered. Herman tried to come through again, couldn't. Goes up towards the boundary line, stays in just. Dived in the back there was Harkness. The umpire said it wasn't there.
We've just gone into time on 2 lock. 22 minutes played in the first. 3-2-20 Germana. No, yet to score.
The umpire has just found a free kick. He said that Norton just threw a hip and shoulder from behind play. It's going to go to Sam Gertz by the looks of it. So they're not happy with it, Langwarrin. They thought it wasn't there, but at the end of the day, it's a free kick given to Germana, and it looks like it's going to be given to
There's plenty going on
Billy
out there.
Gertz. So it'll be Billy Gertz. There was about 3 players lining up for a free kick there. Not even Germana knew they had a free kick, so it says how much the decision should have been there. Wasn't there, clearly, because not even the Germana player knew he had it. But it'll be Billy Gertz who's only 17 years of age, about 6'3". Good young fella for the Tigers. He'll set the ball from about 45. Normally a nice kick of the footy is big Billy Gertz, and he'll get up and about if he kicks it. And he put it straight through the middle, and they get around him. They kick their fourth. They'll go to 4-2, 26 to Langwarrin's no score. 23 minutes played in this opening term, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Empire Fitness is a new world-class facility located in Rosebud, providing state-of-the-art bodybuilding and fitness training. With no joining fees and heavy discounts for the first 200 new members. Discover more at empirefitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground, Germana. Well, they've got the jump. Langwarrin certainly wanted the jump. They couldn't get it. Norton wins that tap out down towards Peach. He gets well wrapped up there by Howison. Spills now towards Gertz. They're just absolutely dominating these centre clearances, Germana. This is where Langwarrin have been their best footy. Yeah. Goes out towards Costin at half forward. Goes with a fist up towards Hutchison. Runs to 50. Sends it to the top of the square. Well done there by Cuthbert to get the fist in. Goes up towards a goal square. And it's fisted through for a minor score there by Lockie Davies.
I just said, Lock, during the break there that I wouldn't have thought it was a 4-goal bruise, but you beg to differ. So let's just hope Langy, to stay in the game, can match it in the second.
Yeah, so in the middle of the ground, it is probably a 4 to 5 goal breeze, I reckon. Doesn't feel like much out here, but it certainly is out there as the ball's brought back into play by Cuthbert. Quigley with a nice fly from behind takes a strong mark. He's just going to go long and strong in towards 50. Cuthbert sent that big right fist up in the air, spills to ground. Fowler in a foot race with Davies. He was well shepherded off there, was Davies, so gets on it now is Gertz. He goes for a handball. He's gang tackled by 3 of them, and he's dropped the footy, so it'll be holding the ball. And it'll go there to Josh Biggs, a very strong tackler for the Kangaroos. Goes with a short one, finds Brown at centre half back. So Brown now looks out towards the wing position. Got Peach all by himself, so that's where he goes. Peach now runs up towards the wing position. Good short kick, finds Whitford. This looks a bit more positive for the Kangaroos, but that was a poor kick. He was looking for Andrew Arthur. Wheeler chopped it off, finds Price. Runs in towards the middle of the ground, poor handball, finds Whitford. Brown with a short one to Andrew Arthur, out to Peach. He can run up towards half forward. Murphy out on a strong lead against Ricky Johnston. Just pushes in there, Ricky Johnston. You can't do that.
Silly.
That was a poor decision by Ricky Johnston. Just pushed him without the footy. And Murphy will get the free kick for the Kangaroos.
Absolutely silly there by Ricky Johnson then. Lock just didn't need to do it.
Just wasn't a coach's move there by Ricky.
No.
The ball was going out of bounds and out of play, so either way it was going to be a dull result. Instead he's given a free kick to Jesse Murphy, and these pockets here at Somerville are quite deep, so he's still every chance, no doubt. And if he can kick this, I can tell you right now that it'll be massive for the Langwarrin Kangaroos.
He's actually standing in water, is Jesse Murphy. It's really soggy there.
It's going to be a tough kick. He'll kick from about 35. Right foot banana wasn't great. Will go out of bounds and out on the full.
Tough kick. I mean, the umpire almost wanted him sitting on the other side of the fence. Like, would have been difficult.
It is a tough kick. Brought back in there by Bleeker, finds Johnson. So Johnson about 25 out from goal. Sees something he likes up on the wing position, so he goes in that direction now. Good fist from behind there by Cuthbert. Spills over the back, Gibb in a foot race, goes out of bounds. Umpire said play on. Stolen by Hamill. And there's the quarter time siren. So the score at quarter time reads Germana 4-3-27 to Langwarrin's no score. 26.5 was played in that first term. Germana, they got the jump. That's what they wanted, no doubt, as there's a bit of tiff out on the wing position at quarter time. But no doubt Germana will be... John Bell, sorry. So John Bell, thanks for listening, mate, and hopefully the result goes your way this afternoon. And good luck in your battle. Fight it hard. So the ball in the middle of the ground. Crowd just dispersing. Umpire ready to throw the ball up. See if there's any changes in matchups. It doesn't look like it. It looks like Buster Tilinglis will stay with Johnston. Davies, he'll stay with Fowler. As will Cuthbert with Holmes as the ball's brought back up. One there by Norton. He goes for the rove, goes to kick it off the ground. Gertz, he appealed for the free kick instead of going for the footy, so Herdman come through with it, finds Brown. Handball to a running Andrew Arthur. He's going to send it to the top of the square. Murphy floating back, gets there, no. Drops a mark, goes through for a minor score. So he met the goalpost pretty solidly there, Murphy. It'll be interesting to see if he can get up and see how that shoulder is. He's got up pretty gingerly. He's certainly labouring with that right shoulder, so...
He's up, but he's hurting.
Yeah, he is. He's hurting after every contest, Murphy. really labouring that right shoulder. So it's not positive signs for the Kangaroos as War kicks the ball to himself. Looks up towards half forward. Greg floating in across. Big fist was good there by Churcher. Spills down towards Whitford. Umpire said it was out of bounds and out of play. Thought it stayed in. The umpire said, mate, give it back to me.
Absolutely. Kai Whitford, of course, just wanting to play that ball on because he was out on his own. He would have been off then.
So ball back into play now. Greg wins that tap out only as far as Parker. Gives a handball up towards Andrew Arthur. Goes out towards the boundary line now. Howison tries to come through with it. Couldn't. Handball back to Gertz. Whitford wraps him up. And that's where it'll stay. So just at half forward for the Kangaroos. 27 plays Dramana, one behind. Brown wins that tap out only as far as Cosson. Sweeping handball out towards War. This is where War's been strong. Strong off half back. Normally a good left peg. No exceptions there. Goes up towards Fowler. He tried to win the foot race. Couldn't. Slipped as he was off. And the ball will race out of bounds and out of play.
Looks like that wind's picking up, Lock, which is going to obviously help Dramana. Langwarrin get the score on the board.
It will. So the ball just in between half forward and the centre of the ground for the Tigers. Ball back into play. That boundary umpire just too strong. Keeps going over the ruckman's heads. Quigley now comes through with it. Goes up towards an half forward. Johnson on a strong lead with Inglis. Goes over the back. McCormack was first on it. Handball back towards Painenborg. Finds him. Goes to Buster to Inglis. Well wrapped up. Just got a handball away. Gipp now. He's in a foot race with Davies out towards the boundary line. Good tackle there. Gibb, who's got that strong finger.
Yeah, not wrong. I just saw that, Lock. That's heavily strapped.
Norton, good body work, goes down towards Peach. Curry tries to come through with it. Copped one high. Fist forward goes from Clark. Johnson tried to go off the ground too cute. Finds its way in Hamill's hands. Wheeler, big tap over the top towards Bateman. Can't keep the ball in play. Will go out of bounds and out of play. So their midfield, Dramana, just look really strong around these contests. This is where they look threatening. It's not their forwards. It's not Fowler and Johnson are looking dangerous. It's Howison, it's Wheeler, it's Gertz that are floating through the packs. As Norton goes into the back of Holmes, gets a tap out, goes out towards Howison. Just dived into his neck there, Herdman. And Howison will get the free kick for it about 25 straight in front.
Oh, Lock, this is really going to hurt the Langwarrin Football Club here. If they can kick a goal, it's only just gone 3 minutes in the second quarter. Of course, Langwarrin didn't score at this end of the ground in the first quarter. So Dramana lining up for their first in the second quarter against the non-scoring end. If he kicks it, it's going to be tough.
Tough for what?
It's just going to be tough for the Langwarrin Football Club. Not tough for the rest of the day, obviously, because there's still plenty of football to play, but it'll be
a dampener. As Howison, normally a beautiful kick of the footy, no exceptions, put it straight through the middle. They'll kick their fifth. They'll go to 5-3, 33 plays. Langwarrin's one behind. We've played 3.5 in this second term of footy, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Visit X-Golf Mornington Indoor Golf Simulator Centres now and enjoy a golfing hospitality and entertainment experience like no other. X-Golf Mornington is ideal for work events, birthday parties, corporate functions and bucks nights. For more information, go to xgolf.com.au. X-Golf Mornington, think beyond the green, a station sponsor.
So Dramana's midfield just well and truly on top at the moment. They cannot win a clearance, Langwarrin. No, they do now. Right on cue. Parker wins that one out. Goes up towards half forward. Painenborg in a foot race with Mushiali. Gertz comes out to help. Did well. Just attacked the footy there, Dan Gertz, and was happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play.
Not sure if our man Rab got a photo of that, but Dan Gertz just went for an absolute Superman slide after being tripped. As I said, Locke, that's going to really hurt the Kangas. They need to bounce back here.
They do. They need to bounce back very quick as Brown wins that tap out. Quigley just stood there and said thank you very much. Goes up towards centre half back. McMurray in a foot race with Curry. Good body work there by Curry. Went without it though. McMurray steals it. Looks up towards centre half forward. Davies and Fowler in a foot race. Fowler wins it. Takes the mark now at half forward. Turns around. Wheels quick. Goes up towards Johnston. Good fist comes from Inglis. Spills out the back towards Hamill. Looks up towards a wing position. They're out. McCormack to Parker. He can take a run up towards half forward. Goes out wide for Brown. Wasn't a great kick.
Shocker.
Johnson's going to chop it off. He goes without it though. Johnson couldn't pick the footy up. Goes out towards War now. Werner comes in to lay the pressure. Picks the footy up. He's pushed off the footy. Said play on umpire. Goes out towards War. Handball back finds Gertz. Then up towards Greg and half back. Handball now finds Mushiali. Looks up towards a wing position. Wasn't a great kick there. And Harkness.
Just got to slow it down here now, Kangas, as they go for the switcheroo over the opposite side of the ground.
So Churcher runs up towards, good kick, bounces off Murphy's chest. He's having an absolute mare, is Jesse Murphy. He was well shepherded off that one. Comes up towards Gertz now, looks for a short one, finds Johnston, tried to do a spinning pirouette and handball. Wasn't a great handball, chipped off by Herdman. He gets his kick smothered and Raw dives on it. He looks up towards half forward and saw nothing, don't know what he saw, just blazed away, and Churcher, he stood there and took an uncontested chest mark. Looks into the middle of the ground, finds Norton. So Norton with possession of footy, looks out wide. He's got Parker all by himself. Johnson and Fowler try to lay the pressure. The kick was good enough to get there before they did. So Parker now looking up towards half forward. And he's going to go with a low dart in towards Werner, but it wasn't a great kick. And well done, Mushiali. Just stood in the hole, took a strong mark. So Langwarrin cannot break through half forward at the moment. Germana just structuring themselves up way too well. As Bateman goes out towards Wheeler. Takes a mark in front of Andrew Arthur at half-back. So he looks across the face of the oval now. He's got Mushiali in the middle ground. It's going to be a 50-50. Harkness gets a fist from behind. Spills down towards Whitford. Shrugs him off now. Goes inside. Looks for Herdman. Gets a handball to him now. He's about 60 out. Goes to the top of the square. It's an open one. Werner in a foot race. Tries to get a kick in. Stays in play. Can he get it through? No, it's fisted through. For a minor score. Good work there by Ricky Johnson just to go back and give his teammate Terry Wheeler a hand and fist it through for a minor score.
Desperation football there. Good to see, although they're quite comfortably ahead. Still playing for stakes.
They are, so ball brought back into play there by Ricky Johnson. Norton dropped an absolute sitter, spills down towards Billy Gertz. Short one in McMurray was a nice kick. Finds him out on a strong lead, takes a mark now. So McMurray on the wing position, looks up towards half forward. It's just going to stay in play, finds Hutchison. Looked out in the full to start with, but a little bit of left to right, brought it back into play as Hutchison's just going to send it long to the top of the square. Holmes v Cuthbert.
Oh!
Good body work there by Holmes.
Umpire called play on.
Well, that bounced off his chest into his hands. The umpire said it was touch, so...
off the boot, maybe.
Harkness
in the contest.
Flew across and just got a touch on it, the umpire said.
Umpire was in the right position. Homer, of course, had 3 possessions of the footy, so mark every day.
So Gertz wins that one down towards Parker. He gets his handball smothered. Comes out to meet it is Inglis. He's well wrapped up by Johnston. And Johnston's copped one over the shoulder there against Patterson. The umpire was a bit blindsided of that, but from his angle it would have looked like Johnston just copped one over the top. So Johnston gets the free kick about 20 out straight in front.
Straight in front. Again, once again, going to sound like a broken record here, Locke, but free kick directly in front, 20 out. They're second for the second quarter against the non-scoring end, or at the non-scoring end. It's going to make it really hard for Langwarrin here. They need to mix something up. They need to do something. Zach Andrew Arthur getting touched up by Wheeler. Jeez, wowee. Good contest.
So Johnson with an opportunity to kick one and kick their 6 from straight out in the middle. Sets a ball sail now, pushes it right, goes through for a minor score. So Germana will go to 5-4-34. Plays Langwarrin 0-2-2. We've played 8.5 in this second term. It'll be Cuthbert to bring the ball back in. Goes with a short one for Churcher. Wasn't a great kick, lands short of him. He's under some pressure, Churcher. Goes with a right foot up towards half back, and it was a poor one. Goes out of bounds and out in a full. So a quick one brought back in there by Cosson was a poor kick. Finds Peach. He looks to move it on quickly. Looks up towards the centre of the ground. Kick was poor. Finds itself in Mushiali's hands. Handball to her running quickly. He's got Fowler on a lead. Goes up in that direction now. Norton floats back with the fist. Spills down towards Curry. Now to Hamill. Now to Cuthbert. Goes with a sweeping one up for Davies. Fowler tackles him. Goes inside to Patterson. Goes out wide towards Andrew Arthur, who's happy to see the ball out of bounds and out of play. So that was a good link up there by Langwarrin, but it was superb pressure there from Germana as well. They didn't let an easy one out. They worked hard.
They just keep going and going, don't they, Germana? Their defensive pressure is so incredible around the contest. As you said, Locke, they're just getting it done around the ball at the moment. Just their pressure's incredible.
They are, as Wheeler comes through the back of the pack, gets pinged.
In the back.
Absolutely smashed there by Biggs. Was a great tackle holding the ball.
He's tough, isn't he, Biggs?
He is.
Wowee.
He absolutely murders them when he tackles them. He's just all intent to hurt. Looks out wide. He's got Brown on a move with Fennick. Fennick just used too much body on that occasion, pushed Gosson straight in the back, and Gosson, as we know, a little bit soft on occasions, just dive straight to the deck.
Absolutely, you've got to play those opportunities, don't you?
You do, you've got to milk those free kicks.
There's such a fine line between too much body in the hands in the back. That's all just interpretation as far as I'm concerned.
It is. So Gosson goes with a short one inside to the ground, finds Greg. Greg's just going to go up towards half forward, but mustn't have seen his opponent Norton, who drops another sitter. Wheeler steal comes through with a steal. Handball to Hutchison. Right foot, snap it, goal, kicks it. Germana kicked their 6. They got a 6-4-40 to Langwarrin's 2 behinds. 10.5 played in this second term of footy. Worrying sides for the pouch, no doubt. You're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985 2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
Germana at their 6. They got a 6-4-40 to Langwarrin's 2 behinds, yet to register a goal. It's starting to become very worrying for the Kangaroos. Same thing happened last time they played as Price stripped to the footy, dropped it. Patterson now steals it. Whitford on a strong lead. Good kick, finds Whitford. So Whitford just shook his opponent in Smythe there, takes a strong mark about 45 directly in front.
Whitford out like a steam train then. Of course, again, Matt Norton with first use of the ball, giving his Rovers a first use. They were lucky on that occasion, and Whitford knew it was coming, so straight down his throat as he tucks his mouthguard into his sock. He's going to line up from about 45, slide angle. I like him from here with the wind behind his back. He's going to have to judge it well though, Locke.
He is. So Whitford, it's going to take a big leg from about 55 metres out in front. Normally a good kick of the footy. Starts it left, bringing it back right. It's got the distance. He kicks it. That could be a lifter for the Kangaroos. They get there first. They'll get a 1-2-8. Plays Germana's 6-4-40. 11.5 gone on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. And you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouthwatering meal fit for a king. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
So 12 gone on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Langwarrin at their first, Stephen. 1-2-8 plays Germana's 6-4-40. They need to start a roll on here. They need to finish this quarter strong, no doubt. The Langwarrin Kangaroos, as the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Norton decisively to Parker, shrugs off a tackle, goes with a short one up towards Fennick. Gets kicked off the ground by Quigley. Patterson in a foot race is out there by himself. Cosson coming out to meet him. Patterson ran straight over the top of it. Cosson dives on the footy now. Patterson dives in his back. Umpire said, yep, that's a free kick, so it'll be a free kick to Cosson. So Cosson, just with a short one backwards, finds Smythe. So Smythe and half back for the Tigers. Just looking to slow things down now. He's got an option back. He's Mushiali. Johnson's another one over the top. Goes in that direction now. So Johnson deep in defence now for the Tigers. Not much ahead of him now. So they've caught themselves a bit out here. Langwarrin just need to go man on man. He's got a short one in Greg. Goes there now. Norton. He's just back standing at half back. Goes with a handball to Smythe now. Clark gets a possession of it. Handball to Quigley. Goes up towards an half forward. It's Gertz via Hamill. Good fist come from Hamill there. Sam Gertz comes through, steals it. Handball out wide, finds Quigley. Then goes to a running Bateman. Runs up towards half forward. Johnson on the move. He's too quick for Inglis on that occasion. And took a strong mark. About 45 out from goal. So Johnston will sit it to the top of the goal square. He goes in that direction now. Cosson's got to fly against a couple. Peach, he gets first on it now. Handball out towards McCormack. Too hot for him. Gibbs steals it. He can kick from 45. Was a poor snap. Goes out of bounds and out on the full. So had a bit more time than what he thought there, Jack Kipp. Just under a bit of perceived pressure. I've never seen so much tape on a finger in my life.
Yeah,
Jack Kipp.
Unbelievable. It's like a whole foot that's been strapped to his hand lock.
No idea how he marks it, takes possession of it, but it's Cuthbert now to bring the ball back in. He's going to go long and strong up towards a wing. Norton just nudged under the footy. Strong mark comes from the coach there, McCormack. He needs to lift for his side. So Germana, you look across to half back and they've just structured themselves up so well. He's got Painterborg on a move, but McCormack's nearly put it on top of Somerville Clubroom's roof there. Poor kick comes from McCormack, so it'll go out of bounds on the full.
Germana supporters just letting McCormack know that wasn't a great kick, Lock. In the nicest of ways, of course.
So Dan Gertz goes with a short one, finds Bateman on the wing. He's going to back his pace and he plays on. Good shepherd by Sam Gertz. Runs up towards half forward. Kick wasn't great though. And Hamill chips in, takes a strong mark. So Josh Bateman just needed to be better with that kick. The kick from Hamill wasn't great as well, though. Chopped off by Clark. Tries to take possession of the footy. McCormack trying to butter up from the work he just done before. Bateman jumps on him. Spills out towards Clark. Kick off the ground. Howison steals the footy. Gives a handball to Cosson. Sells some candy. Runs into 15 down in front. Kicks it! Cosson with the candy sell and runs into 15. Kicks a goal. He kicks their 7th, 7-4-46, plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8, 15 and a half played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard.
Bo Cosson just too slick then, Lock. Dodged 2 defenders, just selling candy out of the van, and then steps forward, kicks a goal. Kicks their 3rd, 1, 2, 3, their 3rd for the 2nd. The Dramana boys are up and about down at Tigerland. Wowee.
They really are. They're running strong from the middle of the ground, and that's where they got absolutely dominated last week. It's where Langwarrin have been playing their best footy, so you dull that down and Langwarrin, they stop their run. They'll tap out one by Norton, down towards Peach, but he's quickly wrapped up. So their physical pressure at the moment, Dramana, has been superb. They're normally known for their outside running. Not a whole lot of physical pressure normally, but they've ramped it up. They've obviously worked on it through the week as a tap out's won by Greg. Price runs towards centre half forward. Normally a beautiful kick. Buster to Inglis, good fist. Spills out the back. Buster to Inglis in a foot race with Holmes, wins it. Just tapping it towards the points. Kick off the ground, good there by Buster to Inglis. Goes through for a minor score. So Holmes just throws a stray elbow there. Buster to Inglis getting absolutely smashed by Holmes and Johnston.
Absolutely.
Langwarrin crowd coming in, support coming in to give it a hand. The umpire's picked a free kick, and it's going to go to Buster to Inglis.
Yeah,
and
fair
he's going to
enough.
get the 50 metres for it.
Yeah, good. That's good to see. Buster Till English just obviously bringing Homer down. There was nothing in that, and then Homer just got a little bit angry with the way he was dealt with. And now Buster Till with a free kick and 50 metres, which brings him into the centre square just about. So they really need to use this. They need to rub it in the face of Dramana.
Yeah, it was just silly by the old head in Holmes there. Didn't need to do it. The free kick goes to Buster Till Inglis, but it was a poor kick up towards half forward. Gert steals it. He goes out wide. Wasn't a great kick, looking for Bateman, and Patterson comes in, chips in and takes a strong mark. So Shane Patterson at half back for the Kangaroos, goes with a short one, finds Brown. So this is where they need to set themselves up, Langwarrin. They need to find the lower option, use their skill level, and just keep finding targets until they can break forward. As it finds its hands in Davies now. Looks back, got Cuthbert. Cuthbert with a short one at half back. He's well held up. He's got Andrew Arthur just on the wing position by himself. He's going to go in that direction now. It was a good kick. Finds him. He's well held up by Bleeker. He's got another short one over the top. Finds McCormack. Drops it Sitter though, so Quigley just streams through with possession of the footy. Runs up towards the wing. Holmes. Cuthbert obviously drifting off in there. He's all by himself. Wasn't a great kick. Holmes in a foot race with Hamill. Hamill steals it. He did well there, Hamill. He just blazed away though. Didn't have a look, and there was two Dramana players just lined up at half forward, waiting for him to blaze away. It was Cosson. Cosson with a short one finds Sam Gertz. So Sam Gertz at half back with possession of the footy, looking to slow things down themselves now, the Tigers. Goes back to Cosson. So Langwarrin now structuring themselves up well across half back. Another short one finds War on the wing. So War with another short one finds Hutchison. And this is where they'll drive, because the sweepers come running off half back. Gertz, War, Quigley, Clark. You can name them. Goes with another one over the top, finds War. Langwarrin now just drifting back into holes. Hamill, Paddo, they drift into the holes as War goes up towards the leading Ethan Johnston. Takes a mark, looks to wheel quickly onto the left. He's going to sit it to the top of the square. Holmes will fly from behind, Patterson from the side. Spills to ground, Herdman tries to bustle his way through a couple. Handball to Dormer, handball to Peach. Umpire set advantage, finds itself in Payne and Borg's hand. It was a poor handball. Bleeker can chop it off from Brown, but Brown's smart. Just sent a big fist off the ground. Goes up towards the wing position. Dramana got the numbers. Gertz one of them. Handball back to his brother Sam. Just lifts the arm up, shrugs a tackle, goes with a short one, finds Hutchison. He's been good, Sam Gertz. One of their better players thus far, but there's been a lot of them. The umpire's found 50. St Andrew Arthur just ran across the face of the mark. And this will take Hutchison to about 25 straight in front.
Well, not much you can say, Locke. Sorry, I just, mate, I just really can't believe it. They're just getting beaten around the football here. They tried to one kick back, obviously Langwarrin trying to come out, but again, Dramana just set up behind the ball. Their structures today have just been so good. Like you said, mate, they're not normally an attacking well-zoned team, but they are today.
They are normally an attacking male zone team. Short pass, I never said that, as Hutchison kicks one straight through the middle and kicks their 8th. They got an 8-5-53 to Langwarrin's 1-2-8. 20 minutes played on the Rai Hotel scoreboard, Germana. They lengthen their lead. And you've been listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
So they had their 8th, Dramana. They got an 8-5-53 to Langwarrin's 1-2-8. They're in some trouble here, Langwarrin, as they drive out of the middle again, Dramana. Kick up towards Clark at centre half forward. He's well wrapped up there by Harkness. The umpire coming to throw the ball up. So to correct you, it's short pass. What I said was they're not normally a contested side. Not strong in contest. They definitely push forward as an attack, but they don't normally have the physical pressure. They love to run and spread from the outside.
That's what I meant, that they're definitely bringing it today.
So they kick up towards half forward now for Langwarrin. Dormer in a foot race, wins it, picks the ball up, handball along the boundary, trying to keep it in. No one was home, no, so Quigley just come in and stole it. He's been strong off half back with War. Short one finds Gertz. He's got Bateman in the middle of the ground. He goes there now. We know Bateman's got the foot pace. Runs into the middle of the ground. Kick was too hot for Ethan Johnston. Over Busuttil Inglis's head. Johnston runs in towards 50. Kicks it easy. So they had their 9th here, Germana. They got a 9-5-59 to Langwarrin's 1-2-8. We played 21 and a half on the Rai Hotel scoreboard, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Empire Fitness is a new world-class facility located in Rosebud, providing state-of-the-art bodybuilding and fitness training with no joining fees and heavy discounts for the first 200 new members. Discover more at empirefitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
51 points the difference. Germana are absolutely dominating the middle work, and when going forward they're starting to become very dangerous as Norton wins that one down towards Herdman. Herdman tries to bustle his way through a couple, manages just to get a handball away. Gertz, he jumps on the footy with Parker. Parker somehow got a handball out towards Fennick. He was a bit scared of it though, so spills out towards Josh Bateman, picks a footy up, runs up towards half back. Nice kick finds Johnson. So Ricky Johnson now looks across the face of goal. He's got Smythe, goes there now. Takes a mark in front of Whitford. Short one again finds Wheeler. So Wheeler at half-back for the Tigers. They've been smart, Germana. They adapted what Red Hill did to them last week, and they've been really smart with the way they're using the footy, no doubt, as Wheeler goes up towards the wing position. Howison just takes a mark and runs off from Werner. Goes up towards Johnson. Parker dropped an absolute sitter. Busuttil Inglis wins the foot race. Jumps somehow, got a handball back towards Parker. Finds Curry now. Curry stripped to the footy there, well by Clark. Dives on the footy now. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 50 out from Tigers' goal. So boys, some scores around the ground half-time at Chelsea. It's YCW 41 plays Mount Eliza's 20. So, 14. So 21 points the difference. Not 21 points the difference. Jeez, I'm having a mare, aren't I? Little cob. 28 points the difference down at Chelsea. YCW getting the job done quite comfortably. Back to this game now. Langwarrin go through Churcher from centre half back. Goes with a short one towards the middle of the ground. Finds Harkness. He plays on quickly. Looks to drive it up towards centre half forward. Whitford over his head. Good fist comes from Smythe. Finds itself in Ricky Johnson's hands now. He's got a couple of numbers out wide. Looks for one of them. Finds Wheeler. Too hot for him though. Drops a footy. War in a foot race with Dormer. He wins it. Taps it off the ground towards Mushiali. Handball to Wheeler. Handball to War. Runs up towards half forward. But again, that left foot just let him down on that occasion. And Hamill chips in and takes a mark. Fowler just ran across the mark 50, there, giving him 50 metres. Hamill not aware of it yet.
No, he's now locked. ran back to the mark, and he's been called by the umpire to say, come on, you got 50. So he's finally caught up. He's going to put him in front. Jacob
Kelly, you're doing some stats for us today, mate. Some major ball winners this quarter.
Yeah, Pete Parker's got his hands on the ball a lot this quarter, and Sam Gertz is playing really well.
Love your work, little Cobber. Thanks for that, mate. As the kicked in there by Hamill was taken strongly there by Greg, so he goes with a short one for Sam Gertz. Handball over the top to his brother Dan. He goes for a sweeping one up towards Pleaker. Finds it now. Handball over the top for Cosson. Cosson wasn't a great handball. Somehow Josh Bateman found the footy. Cosson got pushed in the back, so the umpire said advantage. Bateman just turned the afterburners on. Goes up towards the wing. Good fist there by Churcher. Only as far as Clark. Comes through with the footy. Handball to a Bateman who keep running. Looks up towards half forward. Biggs and Johnson in a one-on-one. Biggs wins that one. He goes with a handball back to Cuthbert. He drops the footy. Johnson just wrapped him up comfortably. Dropped the footy there, Cuthbert, and Johnston has the opportunity to add his second. He'll kick from about 50 metres. It'll take a good leg, but Ethan Johnston, normally an absolute beautiful kick of the footy. And I back him every day of the week from here. Looks like Biggs has been moved on to Ethan Johnston. Or whether Busuttil Inglis might be having a break on the bench. Biggs playing him on in the meantime, not too sure, but Johnson obviously playing well now in this second quarter, sets the ball sail. It's not going to fall short, so Norton with a big fist from behind. Fowler tries to get on the footy, but not before it goes out of bounds and out of play. About 5 metres out from Germana's goal.
Ethan Johnson just running amok right now, locking this second quarter. Just doing it far too easy. Just leading out in front, creating zones for himself. Good to see.
Norton wins that one. Fowler tries to come through with the footy, goes without it. Hamill tries to bustle his way through a couple, spills out towards Price, goes for a right foot snap, stolen by Andrew Arthur. Nice handball over the top, finds Peach, goes up towards half back now. Fist comes from behind by War. He tries to run onto the footy, couldn't. Painenborg stripped it. Somehow War just extracted it back from him. Goes up with a short one, finds Price. So Price went to play on, slipped. It should be play on. If you slip, you got to play on, it's still play on. So either way, it should have been play on or it should have been 50. Instead, the umpires just sent him back on the mark as Price is just going to send it long and strong up towards 50. Big fist comes from Cuthbert over the back. Clark in a foot race. Gets onto the footy about 35 out from goal. Right foot snap wasn't great. Hits the behind post. Will go out of bounds and out of play. So it'll be a boundary throw in right next to the behind post in Germana's forward line. Fowler without an opponent here. Watch for him as the ball's brought back into play. Holmes wins that tap out. Handball to Gibb. He went without the footy. Somehow got it back. Can run into open goal. Right foot banana. Wasn't great. Missed it. So Gibb probably could have bettered his angle there. Just had a bit more time. Went through for a minor score instead. So Germana will go to 9-6-60. Plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. We've played 27.5 in this second term of footy. As the ball's brought back in now, finds Curry, finds another short one in Cuthbert. Handball play on to Curry. Gives a handball to Peach, who's under some pressure. Gone! Dropped the footy holding the ball. Gibb pinned him. Howison takes the advantage, just sits it in front of Holmes. Fist comes from Harkness in behind. Somehow got the fist in. Johnson comes in and steals it. Handball inside was brilliant to Clark, who runs into an open goal and kicks their 10th. 10-5-65, plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. They've extended the lead to 57 points. We've played 28 minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground, Germana, well, they're running absolutely rampant at the moment. 10-6-66, plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. Ball brought back up. Norton decisively down to Andrew Arthur, just racks it on the right hoofer. Goes out towards wing position. Fennick just dropped a sitter. Kicks it off the ground, going for some distance. Bateman comes in and steals it. He's played a ripper so far. Josh Bateman runs towards centre half back. Kick up towards centre half forward. Gertz leads a foot race. Good fist by Harkness. Peach now comes through with the footy. Looks back towards half back. Kick wasn't great though. Put Curry under some pressure. Johnson under his hammer. Handball over the top to Hamill. That was a poor handball. Luckily Langwarrin have the numbers through Peach. Sells some candy. Runs around one. Goes with a kick up towards a wing position. Finds Andrew Arthur. So Andrew Arthur now looks up towards centre half forward. He's got Harkness. Harkness takes a mark. Looks out wide. He's got Whitford on a strong lead. Whitford. Good fist comes from Wheeler. Goes out towards the boundary line, just stays in. Wheeler goes with a tap off the ground up towards Quigley. Goes back now towards Smythe. Looks up towards the wing position and Price. He's all by himself. He's got numbers everywhere forward of the footy. Hutchison, one of them. He's got McMurray in short. Was a poor kick. Bounced off his chest and off the deck. Norton comes in now for support. Handball to Churcher. Looks up towards the wing position. Churcher just dealt with after he kicked it. So it'll be a Down the field, free kick to Ash Fennick. They absolutely coughed that one up there, the Tigers. Hutchison was off and had McMurray in short, and there's a half-time siren. So the score at half-time, Dramana 10-6, 66, plays Langwarrin 1-2-8. We played 29 and a half minutes in that. It's the second term on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Dramana, they could have finished strongly there, no doubt, boys. There's another game going on today, and that's at Chelsea.
Fitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
And welcome back to Somerville Recreation Reserve, where the players are out in their positions, the crowd's dispersed, and we're about to get underway with the second half action. Langwarrin, they need a lift, and the first lift is Brown in the ruck and big Red Norton to full forward.
Good move, I think. Just got to shake things up, Lock.
They do. Things need to change, no doubt, as Murphy hasn't started on the ground, so it'll be interesting to see whether he's got a tracksuit on or not. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Big fist comes from Greg. Falls down towards Fennick. Handball back to Patterson. Goes with a quick kick up towards a wing position. Patterson just dealt with after he kicked it there.
Just going to have a see in the binoculars, Lock, and see if I can see Jesse Murphy over in the coach's box with the trackie on, because I will be interested to see if he's going to come back out.
Looks like he's laying on the interchange bench, to be honest, from here. I've got good eyes, unlike you, short pass.
Yep, shockers.
So just getting a rub down by the looks of things, Murphy. As the ball's brought up towards a wing position by Fennick. Goes with a wide one, finds Peach. So Peach on the members' side of the ground. Got some movers, one of them Whitford, that's where he likes. He goes in that direction now. Whitford's got to fly against the couple. Big fist comes from behind. Hutchison to fall, the ball goes for a handball. Werner was first on it. Just too long to get rid of it there, Werner. So spills down towards Dan Gertz. Handball up to his brother Billy. He goes inside for Rory Gregg. Goes backwards now, finds Bleeker, who's got some time. Goes up towards half forward. Up towards Ethan Johnston. Coming out to meet it. Leads a foot race against Inglis. Inglis was strong, just went for the body. The ball will go out of bounds and out of play. So as I said, the scoreboard at half-time read Dramana 10-6, 66 to Langwarrin's 1-2-8. 58 points the difference. Going to have to be a big third quarter for the Kangaroos if they're going to be any chance.
Not sure why I doubted you, Lock. It was Jesse Murphy getting a rub down in the coach's box there.
So Brown wins that tap out down towards Peach. Quick kick up towards the wing position. Painenborg in a foot race wins it. Handball wasn't great though, stolen by Quigley. Finds it now in Bateman's hands, who's just going to send it to the top of the goals. Finds looking for Hutchison, nearly took the mark laying on the ground. Herdman at the fall of the ball, just kicks it out to a running Cuthbert. He leads a foot race against Holmes comfortably, takes the mark, looks up for a short one. Was a great kick, finds Whitford, who goes backwards now looking for Fennick, but the handball was poor and will go out of bounds and out of play.
Would have thought he would have gone the handball to Cuthbert then, because he had the run along that boundary line. He could have got at least another 5 metres there and kicked it up forward. Unfortunate. So the boundary umpire just to bring it back in. Set behind the ball, obviously. Kangas just looking like they're just doing some restructures here. Good to see Norton, as you said, going forward.
Got to change things up, no doubt about that, as Wheeler tries to bustle his way through. Does. Handball backwards, finds Bateman. He sets the ball sail from 55, kicks it! That's the start Langwarrin did not want. That's the start Dramana wanted. They kicked their 11th. 11-6, 72 plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. 3.5 played in this third term. And you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985-2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
So not the start the Langwarrin Kangaroos wanted, but it's the start the Dramana Tigers wanted, no doubt. They had their 11th. Ball back in the middle. Brown wins it down towards Herdman. Experienced spinning pirouette. Runs out towards a wing position. Just sits it in front of a leading Painenborg. Good strong mark. Takes it in front of Mushiali. So Painenborg's got Whitford on the move. He's going to go in that direction now instead. It was a poor kick. Just kicked it straight over the top of him. And Dean Moore just chipped in and took an easy one. So Moore deep in defence for the Tigers. Looks up towards a wing position. He's got Wheeler on a strong lead. Goes in now. Takes a mark in front of Peach. So Peach tried to do the corralling, but Wheeler wheeled around to the right foot. Goes up towards half forward. Handball to Mushiali now. Gets his kick smothered, goes out towards centre half forward. Foot race between Patterson and Fowler. Fowler just turns him inside out, runs towards 40, sets a ball sail, misses. That would have been a big one if Fowler had gone and kicked that. You know what I would have done? I would have done the Michael Voss and called the game.
Oh, mate, I was going to call the game about 2 minutes prior to that because I reckon she's all over. Unfortunately, sorry,
Finish that
Langwarrin.
sausage roll for us before you go saying that. I can't send her a word you're saying. Short pass. So ball brought back in there by Harkness. Short one finds Peach. Just turn your mic off, mate. I'll let you eat your sausage roll. Goes out wide, back to Harkness now. So Harkness in the defensive pocket for the Kangaroos, just looking to slow things down. Looks across the face, he's got Cuthbert in the goal square, goes there, but it was a handball, so he's got to play on and go quick. Goes up towards Fennick, runs straight over the footy, stolen by Hutchison, looks to the top of the square, good smother by Fennick, needed to do the work to butter up for running over the footy there, and that's exactly what he did. It's quite disturbing looking at you at the moment, short pass, you've got pastry all through your beard. Making a little bit ill, actually. I'm glad the broadcast isn't on you and it's on the footy. Ball back into play. Tap out one there by Holmes. Goes short, looking for Fowler. Trying to go through with it, couldn't. Harkness dives on the footy, gets wrapped up. So about 15 out from Dramana's goal.
Plenty of mayo on that lock, and I'm not sure it's on the sausage roll.
So ball back up again. Harkness dives on the footy again, wrapped up. So deep in Dramana's forward line here. They need to lock down. They need to lock down in defence here, the Tigers, as Gertz wins that tap out. Goes up towards Payne and Borg. Tried to run through with the footy, couldn't. Handball spills out towards Jay Hutchison at forward 50. Goes with a tap backwards towards Gertz. Tries to shrug off a tackle, couldn't. Payne and Borg comes through with a sweeping handball up towards Churcher. He gets well met there by Cosson. Spills to ground quickly. Sweeping handball over towards Gertz. Just fisted in towards the 50. Fowler in a full race with Patterson. Patterson just bodies him off it. Finds it now in hands in Sean Herman. He gets wrapped up. He drops the footy. And you know what that means? It is holding the ball. And that holding the ball has been called about 25 directly in front. So Sam Fowler, as we know, with some terrific forward pressure, just lays an absolutely tremendous tackle and, well, has the opportunity to put this game well and truly in the dumps.
Wowee, what a person to obviously get possession of the ball. Will now lines up for their second in the third term.
So Fowler from about 25 straight in front. Straight through the hay diddle diddle, they kick their 12. 12-7-79. Plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. That's on the Roy Hotel scoreboard. And you've been listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Hi, I'm Jack, and my dad is Pete from the Mornington and Rosebud Telstra stores. I just want to let you know, NBN is coming to the Mornington Peninsula, and all of our team are here to help.
Call us now on 1300 My Telstra. That's 1300 698 357.
So Dramana, well, that goal puts Langwarrin well and truly out of it, in my humble opinion. He can't come back from 71 points. Unfortunately, the time stopped on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, so I couldn't tell you how much we've played, but I reckon there's about a quarter and a half of footy to play. You can't kick 12 goals to nothing, in my humble opinion, as the ball's brought back out by Dramana. War off half back, goes with one up towards centre half forward, looking for Clark. Good fist by Harkness, spills over the back, cut in a foot race with Hamill is Gertz. The umpire's picked a free kick though, and it's going to go to Sean Clark, and it's going to be against Sean Herdman, just off the footy, hip and shoulder, shepherded him off the footy.
Can't do it, so that's going to set them up for their third goal in the third term lock. Mate, like you said, I think she's all over Red Rover. I think at the moment, the way the Kangas are playing, Dramana could still have 15 on the ground and still win, which is sad to say.
It is, as they've had a good run, Langwarrin, but Sean Clark, well, this will put them well and truly out of it, and he's done exactly that. 13 goals. Dramana 13-7-85, plays Langwarrin's 1-2-8. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985 2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
So as we spoke about Germana, well, they come in pretty heavily injured. Clark, well, he's kicked 2 and he's got a broken jaw, drinking out of a straw for the next 6 weeks. Musciali thought to have a broken leg, and, well, Jack Gipp has the most tape on a finger I've ever seen in my career. And they're doing
Clark
the job absolutely easily.
Doesn't need to drink out of a straw to kick goals, does he? Just needs to kick goals, play football. Doesn't matter about your jaw.
He's making his opponent drink out of a straw after this game because they'll be on the sauce. They'll be on silly Sunday duties, Langwarrin.
They will be, won't they? It's going to get mad.
It will be mad.
Mad Monday.
No doubt about it.
Mad Saturday night. The Froils of obviously not winning in the prelim means that you can get loose the next day, which is where absolutely the Langwarrin Football Club are heading, because it's pretty much game over here. Scoreboard reads 14-7-91 to 1-2-8, and then that's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. I reckon we played about 10-ish minutes, Lock, and I just can't see the old as there's Germana kicks their 4th. Not sure where that come from, but there was a ball went to ground after a kick in, scrum, goal.
Don't know how they picked that, but fortunately here at RPPFM Studios, Bendigo Bank, in fact, bringing some brilliant replays. So, Peter Susovic, if you could bring up a replay on that, that'd be brilliant, because I missed that. I was too busy sucking on a Powerade, trying to get the fluids back up and about, because commentary's hard work.
I think you're on Facebook.
No, I'm not.
You were checking out the fantastic football show. Just the coverage there at Mornington Peninsula Breweries. Wow, didn't they put it on. Fantastic sponsor.
Brown wins that tap out down towards Parker, gets his kick smothered. Wheeler now with possession of the footy, goes up towards centre half forward. Clark gets his mark spoiled by Harkness, who gets possession of the footy, goes up towards a wing position. War stood there by himself, looks up towards centre half forward. Johnson on a strong move, takes a mark, drops it, no. Falls down towards Curry, handball up towards Peach now. He gets tackled as he went to kick it, drops a footy. Fowler, he does some of his best work getting inside out a couple of players, spills to ground. Hutchison dives on it, Harkness dives on him. About 50 out from Germana's goal. Peter Susovic, mate, if you could throw up that replay, please. So the ball still at centre half forward for the Tigers. Parker wins that clearance, goes with a quick kick, in fact, up towards the middle of the ground. Good English lock. Dormer steals the footy, kicks it, just whacks it on the boot up towards centre half back, but Johnson easily just drifting across that centre half back line, kicks the goal. So Johnson goes up towards Musciali on the wing, takes a strong mark in front of Fennick. Looks to move it on quickly, does Musciali. He's just going to sit it towards a 50. Holmes on a big, strong lead. Johnson flew from the back. It's a push in the back, but wowee, that was massive.
I think the ball's gone right in the old Frankenbeans, because he was on his haunches, coughing him up, I think.
Might have come down on the old Franks. The old twig and berries.
Frankenbeans. Great mark there in Blake Harkness, just to set it up as they go for the switch.
It hurt him too, old Blake Harkness. He's sucking in the big ones. Goes with a short one, finds Peach. Looks across the face of goal now. Cuthbert in the defensive pocket. Looks up. He's got Johnson standing to mark.
So we're just cutting back to that replay, Lock, of that
He's
goal.
under some pressure here, Cuthbert. He's got to do some work. Just got to kick away, but Hutchison chops it off at the 50. And he can probably go back and have a shot at goal. We'll quickly go to the replay now. So the goal's already been kicked, so maybe rewind a little bit for us. So it was a congestion just about 15 out from goal, and somehow it found its hands in Ethan Johnston, and Ethan Johnston just threw a right snap. So Ethan Johnston somehow extracted that footy from that contest, kicked the goal. So back to the footy now. Hutchison, who is running off with a heavy limp, couldn't take the kick. It'll go in Billy Quigley's hands. I know Jay Hutchison, well, supposedly had a torn ACL for the last half of this season, and he looks like he's running off quite with a heavy limp, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that one. It's quite an odd limp. I've actually never seen someone limp like that. It's quite humorous, really.
Jesse Murphy just running off the ball then to go and talk to the coaches in the coaching box, pointing his finger. I'm not too sure what he was pointing at, but he's not happy with something, having a few words.
He might be suggesting that, well, my shoulder might be cooked, but at the end of the day, we're not playing next week, so let's just try and
mix things up.
Save things and get me onto the ball. let me get possession of the footy.
Yeah, well, he has gone on the ball. Well, not at all. He's pushed right up the ground. He's in the middle of the ground.
So ball back into play. Quick snap out of the pack came from Gibb to the top of the square, but well done Cuthbert. Just stood in front of his opponent there in Sean Holmes. Took us Ben Holmes, in fact. I keep calling him Sean. Sean played for Red Hill. So kick there by Cuthbert wasn't great. Goes out of bounds and out of play. Out in the full, in fact. So the umpire's called out in the full. Jumana players had no idea. So it'll be Sean Clark to be on the end of it. He'll kick from about 30, but as I said, it was out in the full, so he'll be kicking from that Toyota Hilux's bonnet. In fact, that Mercedes-Benz's bonnet. No, the umpire's called it back now. What is going on?
I don't know. I'm not sure they know what's going on.
This is a shambles. So it'll be a boundary throw in now, about 25 out from Jumana's goal. Good tap out there by Brown, finds Patterson. Handball back towards Cuthbert, just whacked it on that right foot. But as I said, and as I've said all day, Jumana just structuring themselves up very strongly across half back. Easily won that one through McMurray. Somehow he got pinged holding the ball, but the umpire said play on. Comes out towards Bateman now, looks across the face of goal. He's got Quigley and Costin in a foot race with Churcher. Costin won that one, short one over the top in War. Takes a mark, well held up there by Patterson. So he wheels around onto the left now, runs to 50, goes with a low bullet to the top of the goal square, bounced through for a minor score.
I know we've said it before already a couple of times, Locke, but Jesse Murphy just absolutely doing a 360 to cop the bump on the opposite shoulder. So he's not in any way, shape or form out there in a condition of play.
You're almost better off just taking him off the field now.
Absolutely.
And
he's only going to do further damage. When they're this far behind, 90 points behind, get him off.
Yeah, let him get into the pre-season quicker than normal.
Yeah.
There's a ball's brought back out there by Langwarrin through Peach, looking up for Norton, but good fist there by Bleeker. Fisted out of bounds and out of play. So the scoreboard reads Jumana 15-8-98 to Langwarrin's 1-2-8. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. And I reckon you might find that on the Rye Hotel scoreboard they've put the actual time up. That's the PM time instead of the
so
stopwatch.
3:44, thanks.
3:44 PM this afternoon. But I'd much rather the time of this quarter, if you can hear me, timekeepers. I doubt they can hear me, but...
oh, they'll be listening, don't you worry about that.
They need to turn a radio on so they know what they're doing. Because this is prelim finals and I'd like to see the time. So ball brought back into play there by Busuttil Inglis. Goes with a short one, finds Curry, who goes up towards centre half back, finds Parker now. Parker with a strong mark in front of Holmes. Goes with another short one, finds Patterson. So Patterson with possession of the footy. Langwarrin is just going to try and chip their way through that Jumana structure. But, I mean, you just look at it and I can see absolutely no ways of Langwarrin getting through it. So it'll be Fennick just to go up towards half forward now. Good fist comes from behind by Smythe. Spills to ground. Ward just somehow kept it in. Goes across towards centre half back, and Jumana are out if they can get possession of the footy. They do through Johnson. Looks out wide. He's got Bleeker all by himself. Goes there now. Wasn't a great kick. Busuttil Inglis did well. Comes off his man. Somehow got a kick to it. Up towards centre half forward, but Langwarrin had no one home. McMurray took the mark and drives it up towards Johnson on a lead against Cuthbert. Somehow Johnson has taken that mark. The umpire said it come off hands.
Yeah, it did.
So there'll be play on.
He was up against 3, Locke.
He did, and he was up against Cuthbert, who's one of Langwarrin's biggest men. He's just got a tremendous leap as Ethan Johnston. PJ can jump about 5 metres high when he wants to at the best of times as Norton. Wins a tap out down towards Cuthbert. He's smothered off his foot. Goes towards Price. Handball to Cusson was too hot. Gives it off to now to Johnston, who goes inboard for Billy Gertz. Was too hot for him. Curry tries to come through, but it couldn't. Spills down towards Josh Bateman, who just whacks it on the right boot. Kicks it out of bounds and out on the full.
Locke, there's some mail coming from Chelsea. There's a little bit of controversy. I'll be interested to go to Vossi during our three-quarter time break. But there's been a goal paid after the siren, and then it's been recalled by the umpires. So goal paid and then recalled. Very interesting.
So a goal kicked there by Jumana, and it was kicked there by Matthew Price, who was brought in today. Rewarding for him. He'll be pretty happy about it. So Matthew Price kicks that one. As I said on the footy show this morning and this afternoon, Matthew Price, he's got legendary status in the Eastern Football League, Matthew Price. He's won 5 league BNFs in that comp. 6? Well, thanks for that, mate. 6 league BNFs, Matthew Price. So was rewarded there with a goal. And they'll go to 16,804 to Langwarrin's 128. Not sure of the amount of time that's been played. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Gertz, he wins that one, gives a sweeping handball over towards Price, taps it off the ground smart towards Johnson. Tries to kick it off the ground, was well bodied off there by McCormack. Spills out towards Davies now, just goes with a grubber out towards Peach on the wing position. Handball finds Fennick, who then goes with a wider one to Curry. He's got some time along the wing position. Looks up to Painenborg on a lead. Sticks the Dukes up. Good fist come from War. He's under some pressure by Gertz. Gives a handball back inside, looking for Curry. Wasn't great. Under some pressure there, Dean Moore. Somehow got a handball away, only as far as Peach. Goes up towards Davies, wasn't a great handball. Andrew Arthur now coming out to meet it. Soaks some candy, gives a handball back to Herdman, goes for a fend off, was too high. Somehow got a handball up towards Peach, but Dramana's pressure was just absolutely all over Langwarrin there. And Dan Gertz ends up wrapping up Blake Peach. Strongly at half forward for the Kangaroos, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Norton and Gertz to do the ruck work. Norton, the big fist, absolutely to no one in particular. Gibb comes through, steals it. Just runs around Werner. Looks up. He's got Clark on the wing position with Patterson. Patterson will take the mark uncontested. So good work there by Gibb, was just too quick for Werner. Dan Werner has been an absolute liability today for Langwarrin. Way too slow, way too old in my opinion to be in this football side, and that's where Germano have absolutely killed him, because Dean Moore, well, he's been absolutely excellent off half-back, and Dan Werner's his direct opponent. Has not defensive run once, Dan Werner. They had to pull their fingers out pretty hard, Langwarrin, if they want to do something. They go through an entry now, looking up for Whitford. Was a strong mark there by Kai Whitford by Curry. He's been their only forward, looking like touching it today, Kai Whitford.
Well, he's kicked the 1-2 lock, so he lines up for his second.
And Langwarrin's second.
Sorry. What's that?
His second, that Langwarrin's second.
Yeah, spot on, mate. Really tough angle, about, what would you say, 40 out? He's up against the fence, in fact.
Yeah, he'll be kicking from that Mercedes-Benz Utes bonnet as he walks in now, kicks the ball. It's going to fall short, it does just. Good fist comes from Ricky Johnson through for a minor score. So goes through for a minor score. Langwarrin will go to 139 to Germana's 16,804. This could be, we don't have Michael Voss with us, who's just a terrific tidbit man.
Mathematician.
Could be the lowest score in preliminary final, surely.
Well, I'm sure if we asked him when we cut to him, I reckon he'll give us the mail.
So spills out towards half-back for the Pouch. It goes with a short one up towards Andrew Arthur. Goes inboard, finds Peach, gives a handball to a running Patterson, who's under some pressure by House, and goes back to Peach now, who just whacks a high one up towards centre half forward. And Billy Gertz stood there uncontested, took an easy mark. Gives a handball back to a running Ricky Johnson now. Strong left foot goes up towards Gibb. And that just bounced straight off the tape of Jack Gibb's hands. Way too much tape on that hand, and it just bounced straight off it.
It's like a boxing glove.
Well, he's used to having a boxing glove, Jack Gibb.
He can fire.
An absolute machine in the ring is Jack Gibb. But it bounced straight off the glove on that occasion as the ball's brought back into play over to Ruckman's head. Cosson ran over it. Gets his handball smothered by Harkness, who takes possession of the footy. Goes up towards centre half forward. Dean Moore leads Werner in a race. What do you know? Gives it up towards Dan Gertz now. Sweeping handball finds Quigley. Quigley can run along the wing. He's got Parker on his hammer, but goes up towards half forward now. Greg in a strong lead against Cuthbert. Kick wasn't great, spills to ground. Somehow Greg just dived on the footy, punched it forward, got another 20 metres. The ball will go out of bounds and out of play.
Germana Lock still playing like it's a 3-point ball game. Really good to see. Just still defensively winning the ball around the contests. Geez, if they can continue to keep this form up, they're really going to give Red Hill a good crack next week.
That they are. The ball entered in by Germana to the top of the goal square. Patterson somehow got his hands on the footy, gives a sweeping handball up towards Andrew Arthur, who just blazes away up towards the wing of Painenborg. Good fly against Billy Gertz, takes a strong mark. So two hands, I don't know, that's an interesting one, that one, isn't it? It was two hands in the back to actually get himself the leverage. Do you reckon that's in the back, or do you reckon you pay the screamer?
Well, we all like a screamer, but the rule states that you can't put your hands in someone's back because it's a push in the back.
Yeah, I agree with that one, I reckon.
What?
Push in the back.
You agree with me?
Okay, well, I disagree if you want.
Wowee. No, because you'd be wrong.
So War off half-back goes with a short one up towards Gibb. Was a nice kick. He's been brilliant today off half-back, Dean War, after a pretty average game last. But he's been good. Painenborg chips off the kick. It's an half-back. Plays on quickly. Gets his handball smothered. Sam Gertz, he just gets his kick smothered as well. Gets back on the footy now. Tries to give a sweeping handball. Dormer steals it. But the umpire's going to call it back for a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to Sam Gertz.
Is that your nipples rubbing against your shirt there, Nipple Susovic? Because there is something burning.
Yeah, I think they've got a little
fire.
I think they've got a cart out the back that's
on fire.
No, it's not on fire, but the
What,
exhaust,
he's smoking them up?
The exhaust might have blown it.
Might have blown a gasket because something is minging, and it's not your breath.
So the
What did Nipples?
The Somerville food cart has just blown a gasket. And it absolutely stinks.
It's worse than Michael Voss.
It is in all sorts of trouble, that little mobile.
Yeah, it is too. Look at it.
Well, bad luck to Somerville. They're not getting around in that anymore. They'll be walking around the hamburgers. The ball brought back into play now at half forward for the Tigers. Norton wins that one down towards Parker. Handball over the top towards Andrew Arthur. There's some names we've heard in the past couple of weeks, but they haven't been good enough today. Spills out towards Smythe. Gives a sweeping handball up towards Dan Gertz. Somehow Werner chopped it off, but Clark runs through with the assistance. Goes up towards Billy Gertz. Norton, he tried to get a big fist in, went without it. Spills over to back towards Herman. Goes with a short one up towards Parker. Gip meets him solidly in fact. Goes out towards McMurray now, who gets pushed through into the Langwarrin interchange. Goes out of bounds and out of play. So about 60 out from Jamana's goal. Get it right? Jamar Langwarrin. Ball back into play now. Norton wins that one, but Gertz come through and stripped it. Sits it up towards the top of the square. Out solidly was Cuthbert. Finds Hamill now, who's just going to run and kick out towards half back, but it was a poor kick. And hits that Mercedes-Benz X5 on the bonnet.
Mercedes-Benz X5.
Yes, the Ute.
There's no such thing.
That is the Ute.
No, that's
Kick
a BMW.
No, it's a Ute. It's a Mercedes X5 Ute. So it goes back towards Johnson. Finds Smythe now. Goes in short towards centre half forward. Finds Billy Gertz. Billy Gertz with another short one up towards centre half forward. Finds Gibb. Gibb takes a strong mark, about 45 out straight.
Mail out of Chelsea. If you want to look, you can just jump online, Facebook, YouTube. But Mount Eliza are 7 points up.
Wow, so Mount Eliza have come flying home and have somehow edged their way in front of YCW. That is absolutely massive news.
I hope our man Brody is okay, because Michael Voss will be crying in a corner somewhere.
He will be, as Kip sets the ball sail from 55, pushes it well and truly left out of bounds and out on the full.
X-Class, Mercedes-Benz X-Class.
So
There's no
Mercedes-Benz
5.
X-Class Ute, a beautiful Ute. I'd love to get myself one of those. And drive around one of those.
Overrated. Why would Mercedes? Oh, so great car. Great car. Anything Mercedes, really.
Is a beautiful car, no doubt. So the ball brought back into play there by Busuttil Inglis. Goes with a short one, finds Patterson, who then goes with another short one up towards Parker. So Parker with possession of the footy at half back. Finds another short one up towards Dormer. So Dormer at half back. So Dormer now goes up towards an half back looking for Davies. Just trying to bite off more than he could chew there. Davies and Howison just wrapped a left arm around him, tackled him holding the ball. So Howison with possession of the footy at centre half forward, sees something he likes out wide. It was Wheeler running onto the footy, but he was chopped off there by Curry. Curry tries to steal the footy, but great work there by Quigley to come in and give an assist. Somehow Whitford extracted the footy, handball over to McCormack. Whitford kept running, gets possession of the footy, and Johnson, the coach, wrapped him up strongly and took him out of bounds and pinged him holding the ball. So good work there by Ricky Johnson, and the umpire's given 50 metres against Jesse Murphy for chirping. So Murphy, as well as not touching the footy, has just given away a 50-metre penalty, and Ricky Johnson, well, he's going to have a set shot from about 35 metres straight in front. And, well, Ricky Johnson, we know, has a deadly left leg. And what a goal it would be for the coach to kick.
Just putting another nail in the coffin from an already annihilation, really. Scoreboard 16-9, 105, plays 139. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. 13 points, I hear from Chelsea. Mount Eliza just gone up by 13, so Mount Eliza looking the goods thus far.
They're way too good, man, Eliza, to fold down like they were against YCW, so it'll be an interesting one. Ricky Johnson, as I said, will kick from 35. Never in doubt, Ricky Johnson, straight through the hay diddle. And they kick their 17, 17-9, 111 to Langwarrin's 139. 29 and a half played in this third term of footy, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
So Dramana, well, they've kicked well and truly clear now. It's over 100 points, 102 to be exact. We've played 29 and a half in this third term. Langwarrin, what do you do if you're Langwarrin short pass?
You start preparations for tonight.
So you just walk off the ground at three-quarter time.
You try and find a good Palmer place and you start the beers a-rolling. Hey, here's an idea. Go down to Mornington Peninsula Brewery, jump in a Mercedes that aren't sponsors, but will be after hopefully to the X-Class. Go into an X-Class Mercedes, why not? As the three-quarter time siren blasts in our ear. Scoreboard reads 7. Never thought they'd come out and do such things like this. I know they're good, and I know they've been better than last week. But to do this to an informed Langwarrin, they're an impressive outfit. That's for sure. Their structures have been incredible.
Yeah, obviously this smaller ground suited Dramana a lot better. It'll be a very, very good contest next week between Red Hill and Dramana, no doubt, if Dramana can come out and produce this.
Bring it on.
Ball back in the middle of the ground, Norton, big fist, just thumps it forward, hoping for someone to run onto it. Someone did run onto it, but it was from the opposite team in Quigley. Handball over the top towards Gipp. He runs up towards a wing position, shrugged off a tackle, shrugged off another. Will somehow run around, runs towards centre half forward, running too far, I would have thought, but the umpire said play on. Billy Gertz somehow extracted the footy, handball to Howison, handball to Fowler, who runs to 45 straight in front, couldn't finish.
Worrying here for the Tigers.
Hopefully he's never heard that before, couldn't finish. 17-10, 112 to Langwarrin's 139. Harkness to bring the ball back in for Langwarrin, goes up towards half-back, good fist from behind there by big Billy Gertz. They've been able to nullify Big Red Norton's work around the ground, and Billy Gertz has done it, Rory Gregg's done it. They've all done it on every occasion as Norton wins that tap out down towards Andrew Arthur. Tap backwards now towards Peach, just whacks it on the boot and hopes. Brown leading the foot race, somehow extracted the footy. Looks up, he's got Andrew Arthur running from behind. Hot under his hammer was Gipp. Gives a handball out towards Church now, who gets a footy in the wing position. He's got a runner in, Harkness off half back, that's where he goes now. Takes a mark. So Harkness, no one stood the mark, so he played on, ran up towards 60 metres. It's a big long kick towards the top of the square, but well done there by Ricky Johnson, the coach of the Tigers.
He's been good today, Ricky.
He has. This is where he plays his best footy. I had no idea why he started at half forward last week. It just wasn't suited. I think Price in as a half forward and Johnson going back to half back is much more suited to the Tigers, as you can see today. Price has kicked a goal and Johnson, well, he's been a general down back for the Tigers. Goes across the face, goal now to Sam Gertz. Finds Dan Gertz, his brother, who then goes inboard, finds Cosson. Would have been good if he kicks it to Billy Gertz, but anyway, will play on. Goes up towards Dean Moore, who plays on. Was a poor handball, finds itself in Lockie Baylor's hands, who kicks. They might have scored. So Langwarrin kick there, fourth behind. They'll go to 1-4-10 to Dramana's 17-10, 112. So 102 points the difference. 2 minutes and 20 seconds played in this last term of football. It is a horrible game of football.
Yep.
A hard one to commentate. So
a good display.
Maybe we should start Googling jokes and reading them out.
Well, we could just start calling the Man Eliza game down at Chelsea there, Locke, because I reckon it's a lot closer.
Yeah, we could just do that. Maybe we'll keep an eye on that one, boys. As it's ball back into play for Langwarrin. Dormer tries to go up, take the mark. Peach comes in for assistance, gives a handball backwards. Wasn't great, chopped off there by Quigley. It goes over the top towards Billy Gertz. Just sits it onto a running Howison. Goes up in that direction now. Powerson stripped the footy by Dormer. Goes up towards half forward now. Gerard Brown comes out to meet it. He's just going to send it long and strong, but there is green, black and yellow absolutely everywhere, and the coach just stuck out the one juke and plucked it. Looks out to move it on quickly to Smythe and half back. Handball to Cosson. He's got Greg over the top. Where's Norton, his opponent? On the other side of the ground, absolutely putting in the big ones. Rory Gregg and Billy Gertz have just worn him like a glove today. Look to move it up quickly towards half forward. Finds Holmes. So Holmes now goes in short. Finds Quigley about 55 out from goal.
Graham's gone for a wee, Nipples. So we won't be cutting to an ad for a little bit yet.
So Quigley just with a short one over the top towards the 50, finds Sam Gertz. He keeps going quickly, tries to shell some candy, gets tackled, goes back towards Gertz, who's got a runner in Cosson on the outside, runs to 50, just sits it to the top of the square. It's not going to get the distance. Cuthbert flies from behind, goes through for a minor score off hands. Isn't it funny? Graham always taps us on the shoulder for a whiz every time someone's about to kick a goal.
Yeah, no, he times it perfectly. He just likes us talking, likes to hear of our voices, Lock.
So Harkness goes in with a short one, finds Curry. Curry goes over the top towards Busuttil Inglis. Good strong mark. Umpire said play on. Somehow extracted the footy back there. Busuttil Inglis goes and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Nearly landing on that Mercedes GSXR there, Lock.
Yeah, look, you're talking dribble to me.
That's what we're trying to. Great man. He's very up and about, that Dramana supporter, absolutely, with that scoreboard.
As he should be.
As he should be.
103 points of difference. So Busuttil Inglis, who kicked it out of bounds on the full. Cosson to bring the ball back in, goes with a short one, finds Price. So the legend of the Eastern Football League has his opportunity to get the second on the board. Should never have been dropped from last week's team. I'm sure his family standing next to me will agree.
Yeah, no doubt.
Price will wheel around on the right foot. It's not going to get the distance. Will fall short. Cuthbert flies from behind. Dramana stay down. Fowler somehow extracted the footy. Right foot snap, bends it round, kicks it. So Sam Fowler has somehow extracted that footy from a pack of about 10 Langwarrin players. Right foot snap around the corner, and he kicks their 18th. 18, 11, 119 to 1-4-10. 5.5 played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Graham, he's still weeing, so we'll stay on air.
I can put on my best advertising voice, but just to mention, look, we don't have to cut to ads. If it wasn't for our brilliant sponsors, Pete and the team down at Mornington and Rosebud Telstra stores, just getting the job done, Bendigo Bank, and many, many more to mention. Like as I'll pass back to you, mate, to call the action.
Many, many more. Empire Fitness, Hastings Mowers, David Bark Appliances, X-Golf, Mornington. Eliza Meats there, brilliant, as we watch the replay. Brought to you by Bendigo Bank. Well done, Sam Fowler. Wasn't that a brilliant sausage? As the ball's back in the middle of the ground, Gertz. That's Sam. Gives a handball up to a running Greg. Just whacks it in forward. Up in front of Ethan Johnston, who runs round on the left. He's got some time. Sits it out in front of McMurray, who's on a lead in front of Cuthbert. Cuthbert with those 15-metre long arms just stuck the right juke out, fisted out of bounds and out of play.
You would remember, look, Go-Go Gadget. He's just made a return. There's a new Go-Go Gadget going over, but Cuthbert with his Go-Go Gadget arms.
Don't know who Go-Go Gadget is. Don't really care either, to be honest with you.
He was a classic. He was an investigator.
I'm only 22, so let's talk in current times, please. Short pass. Ball brought back into play now. Busuttil Inglis goes off the ground up towards centre half back. Parker.
Cool.
In fact, gets one in the back.
Parker. That's what you'll be doing tonight.
Goes with the Shippers. I hope so. Kick up towards the wing position now. Churcher. He's stripped of it by War. Goes up towards half forward. Hutchison, who quickly plays onto the top of the goal square. Ethan Johnson will fly. Somehow got it over the back to Fowler, who strolls into goal. Says thank you very much, and Fowler. Well, Fowler will add his third for the day, and he'll add Dramana's 19th. 19, 11, 125 to Langwarrin's 1-4-10, 7.5 gone in this last term of footy, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985 2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye. 19,
11, 125 plays Langwarrin 1-4-10. 10.
That's it, people. That's
wow,
not a mistake.
that is disgusting if you ask me. Poor performance by the Langwarrin Kangaroos as the ball, again, believe it or not, is won by Dramana. They're coming off half-back through War. Sweeping handball to a running quickly. It's probably about their 35th touch each. They've all had about 35 today, Dramana. They're absolutely carving it up. Over the top finds Greg. Runs to about 60, and the big ruckman selling candy now. That's how easy they're doing it. Handball 5 at the top wasn't great though. Finds Cuthbert. Cuthbert, handball inside towards McCormack. Now to Brown. Now to Parker. This is their best batch of footy, and it's 7 minutes into the last term of football.
Cut off.
Cut off well there by Dan Gertz though. So Dan Gertz will go out wide. Out towards Wheeler. Looks in, Boars. Sam Gertz and centre half back. Easy one. He's got Greg standing in the middle of the ground by himself. Norton, again, just in no man's land. Greg shrugs off a tackle. That's 2 in a minute. He's just shrugging off tackles left, right and centre is a big ruckman. Goes out wide, finds Bleeker. So Bleeker takes a mark in front of Herdman, looks across the face. Finds Sam Gertz at half-back. Sells around Murphy. Runs up towards the wing position. Kicks it up towards Hutchison, but well done Josh Dormer to chip that one in. So Josh Dormer looking to move the ball on quickly. He's got Brown on a move as well as McCormack. Goes short to McCormack, just 15. Goes back to Dormer, who's on a run. Over the top now to Peach. Dormer kept running again, so got possession of the footy. Runs up towards half forward. Was a poor kick. Dan Gertz again chopping it off. He's well tackled there though by Herdman. Spills over the back. Will go out of bounds and out of play. So good work there by Josh Dormer to try to take the game on. But unfortunately, the scoreboard reads 115-point margin. It's pretty embarrassing here for the Kangaroos. Three-quarter time, they would have just wanted to walk into the change rooms, hit the showers and get on the sauce, because that's all they're going to be doing over tonight and tomorrow is be hitting those cans because it's the end of their season.
Mornington's finest pale ale, no doubt, Lock.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery Pale Ales, the absolute finest drop down on the peninsula, no doubt. Brilliant sponsors of the RPPFM radio station as the ball's brought back into play for Dramana through Bleeker. Just goes with a long high one up towards half-back, and big Rory Gregg plucks one over the back. Strong Dukes.
Injecting himself into the game.
Very strong Dukes by Big Roars. Gives a handball off to a running Gertz. Just sells some more candy. I reckon he'd be a millionaire after today's game. He's sold that much candy.
Oh, bazinga!
Goes with a short one, finds Wheeler. Wheeler on the wing position, goes backwards, finds Greg. So Greg just lapping up the disposals in this last term.
They're just loving it, sharing it around. Share the love.
The junk time posies for Rory. Goes backwards to Quigley, who moves it on quickly to War, who just gets on the bike, looks in towards the middle of the ground. Good vision, finds Hutchison. Hutchison being held up in the centre of the ground now. I reckon Langwarrin finally structuring themselves well across half-back. So he's got to go wide. Goes out wide towards Wheeler. He's going to go with a short one over the top. Finds Howison. So Howison just in between half-back and wing position for the Tigers. War wants it in the middle of the ground, but little does he know Josh Dormer standing right behind him. Goes backwards instead. Finds Greg. So they're going to go all the way back to full-back now. Finds Ricky Johnson. Now I reckon they'll slingshot through Sean Clark. Goes to him now. He's got Costin running around behind him. Decides to keep it instead. I was wrong. They're not going to slingshot. It'll be Clark to go with another short one. That's a poor kick though. Dormer will chop that one off. So they just messed around with it too much there, Dramana, and Langwarrin just filling the holes nicely. Josh Dormer goes with a short one. Finds Andrew Arthur, who takes a mark about 45 straight in front.
Mail from Chelsea. The Voster, the Mayor of Mornington's called it.
Called the game.
Called the game.
Mandalisa win.
Yep.
What's the scores there, please, Peter Susovich? Mandalisa 18 points in front with 24 minutes played in that last term down at Chelsea. So Mandalisa...
Rightfully so to call too, I would say.
Yep, Mandalisa look to be home in the second semi out in Chelsea. And YCW, well, they're out of the finals for the first time in a long time as Andrew Arthur sets a ball sail from 50. It's right, and it'll be a minor score. So they'll go to 1-6-12. Plays Dramana's 19-11, 125. In fact, it's 1-5-11. They're quick, those blokes up in the timekeepers. No, 1-6-12. Well, I'll take that back. The timekeepers box stitched me up in the third quarter. And well,
1-6-12 Lock. They've kicked 2 goals.
They just stitched me up then as well. 1-6-12 plays 19-11, 125, 113 points. The difference in the Division 2 preliminary final. Dramana, well, they're going to Frankston Park next week to take on Red Hill. The Hillmen, they touched them up last week.
Homer's got his He's got the training trackies on, no doubt. He'll be saving himself for next week. Homer with how many today, Locke? Where is he? Just with the 2 today, but his work in their attacking 50's been influential. Dramana boys just getting up and about, obviously. Locke just loving the vibe, loving the thrashing. It's what it's all about.
Absolutely going nuts.
Plenty going on.
The crowd. And Holmesy's loving it. The Dramana crowd are loving it. So Gerard Brown will kick from about 15 metres straight in front and kicks their second. So fortunately for Langwarrin, they've got 2 goals on the board going into the end of the game. 2-6-18 plays Dramana's 19-11, 125. 13 and a half played in this last term of footy, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Party time for Dramana. They'll just bring their players that are on ice off the ground now, and I reckon they'll just go without rotations for the next 15 minutes of footy. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Norton wins it down towards Peach. Kicked off the ground there by Gertz. Finds Price. So Price takes the mark at half forward for the Tigers. Goes in short. Beautiful right leg.
Kick.
Me and Topun saw him when he came onto the scenes at Dramana last year, and he's got an absolute amazing right peg as Matthew Price. And well, no exceptions on that occasion. Finds Jay Hutchison, who looked to be done in that third quarter. Limped off. Goes from about 50 to the top of the square. Foul. Through from behind. Luckily, Norton just extracted the footy. Gertz! Oh, boundary line! Kicks it! Wow, Billy Gertz with a right foot. Boo na just slotted it. He was on that Mercedes X-Class Utes bonnet, and somehow Boo na it around the corner for a sausage. And kicks their 20th, 20-11, 131 to Langwarrin's 2-6-18. 15 minutes played on the Roy Hotel scoreboard, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
Oh, you can celebrate.
Yeah, we're being asked by a Dramana supporter here if we can celebrate.
I think celebration was on in the first.
113 points says you can celebrate, I reckon.
Yeah. Have another pale ale. Thanks
Mornington Peninsula Breweries.
Mornington Peninsula.
They're the finest beers in town, no doubt about it. Just someone tried to pinch the footy, so the ball just finding its way back to the middle of the ground now. Probably a Langwarrin player trying to pinch the footy. Haven't touched it all day.
Oh, that's cheap.
So ball back in the middle of the ground, thrown up. Norton wins it. That's about the only touch they've got, isn't it? Norton just getting a big fat palm on it.
Yeah, absolutely. The big ranger hand.
They've just been dominant, Dramana. Taking absolute no credit away from Langwarrin over the last couple of weeks. They've been super strong through the final series, but they've just been well and truly outclassed today by a better side, no doubt. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Peach wins that one, but stolen there by Dan Gertz, who goes up towards half forward. Fowler in a lead against Curry. Good work, Curry.
Too strong, Curry.
Good body work. Takes a strong mark. So Curry looks up towards half forward. He's got Herman standing there by himself, but Wheeler, great work by the co-captain to get across and get a fist in and go and get it out of bounds and out of play. So we're going to Bendigo Bank replay of that sausage from Billy Gertz. Yep, he was right on the boundary line paint. Right foot Boonana sausage.
Loved it too, didn't they? Behind the fence there, the Dramana crowd. Yep. Just getting it behind Billy Gertz, one of their youngest and finest. Geez, he's going to be good for the club with time to come.
And he is only he probably won't be at the club, to be honest with you. He's at the Stingrays.
That's true. Like I was just thinking about that.
But he's been good this far. And hopefully he can get him a flag next week for the Tigers. The ball's brought back into play. Big fist by Norton. Goes out towards a boundary line. Gipp happy to take the ball out of bounds and out of play. Probably scoreboard, 20-11, 131. Langwarrin 2-6-18, 17 and a half played.
Need to start thinking about the Morning Peninsula Breweries Best OG.
Best on ground.
Yep.
We do need to start thinking like that.
And Eliza Meats. I'm sure there's a tray.
So, Jacob Kelly, you've been keeping our best players for this afternoon. Mate, if you could go through those, that would be brilliant. I hope it's broken.
Yeah, sure, mate. So we've got Michael Parker on 15 possessions. Andrew Arthur's had a big game, 18 possessions. Peach, probably one of the best Langwarrin players today, has had 21 possessions, make that. And Herdman has not touched the ball in this last quarter, only on 11 possessions.
So Langwarrin there through Lockie Davis, just get an easy one straight in front. They'll kick their third, 3-6-24, plays Germana's 2011, 131. Jacob, I had to cut you off, mate. Germana's ball winners for this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. Sam Fowler's surprisingly only had 9 touches with 3 goals. Josh Bateman playing terrific, 16 possessions. Sam Gertz also playing well on 18, and Terry Wheeler pretty quiet, only the 8 touches.
Thank you very much, Mini Cobb, Mini Short Pass, however you want to say it. Thank you for that. Obviously just adds another aspect to the commentary call, doesn't it, the stats?
Absolutely. Just getting around the Kelly family, of course. All started by the great man himself, Andrew Toepunt Kelly. Sees his son, his brother and his nephew here in 2018. It's been a bloody pleasure.
That it has, as Billy Gertz gets pinged holding the ball by Andrew Arthur. Just pinned the arm well on that occasion.
Been disappointing. Well, not for Zach Andrew Arthur, the man with the 3 first names, but he's been well held today. Wowee, he was one of our best BOG. Not last week, the week before, Lock, wasn't it?
Yes, 2 weeks
down
ago
at Rye,
against
2
Chelsea.
weeks down at Chelsea, and he's just been well held today. What a great footballer he is. Great season.
Exactly right, as Johnson goes up towards the wing position, finds Price, handball inside to Hutchison, handball further then to Clark. That'll test the jaw out, because Norton just whacked him one around it. He goes up towards 60, goes up towards 50, spills over to back to Rory Gregg, goes over towards Cosson, who's wrapped up by 2.
Rory Gregg, crowd just wanting Rory Gregg just to spin there on his right foot and kick a sausage directly in front. Lock didn't happen though. Coughed it up.
So the ball back up to play. Cosson does the ruck work down towards Gregg. Goes up towards a goal square. Patterson stood there and took a mark. So Patterson about 2 metres out from the defensive goal line. Just going to go up strong towards half-back. Wasn't a great kick. Hutchison stood there all by himself and took the mark about 48 out in front. So they're all telling him to slow down, take a shot. We'll be right behind this one.
Yeah, we will be. Fantastic vision here. If you haven't started watching on YouTube and Facebook yet, we will be directly behind this kick as we see, hopefully, sail through for the Dramana Tigers.
So it'll be a bit of right to left.
Oh,
He sits
he's
at
gone
the top
for
of the
the
goal
top of the
square
square.
instead. Big fist comes from Cuthbert over the back towards Fowler. Fowler in a foot race with the boundary line. The boundary line wins it.
Not sure he shanked that, Lock. I reckon he just set that up.
I reckon it was a shank.
Yeah, so do I. Just trying to give him something. There's a lot of people watching.
Well, for a bloke with a torn ACL, he's done well today. He's kicked 2 goals and been pretty good presentation at centre half forward. The umpire's picked a free kick here. It's going to go to it's going to go to Germana. Umpire pointed the wrong way. It's going to go to Matt Price. So Price will go in short towards Fowler. Good kick. Just set it to the advantage of Fowler. Fowler runs onto it, takes a mark, and Fowler takes the mark about 30 out straight in front. He'll go and line up to kick Germana's 21st, but Michael Voss, we've got you on the line, mate.
No, sorry, Lock. I was just talking to production then, seeing if we could get Michael Voss on the phone if you wanted to.
Well, don't look
you
at me and say Michael Voss.
misinterpreted. No,
To the
do
boys
you
out the
want
back.
to call Michael Voss?
You just said Michael Voss.
Classic stitch-up.
Pull your finger out, short pass.
Oh,
Pretty
turn it
disappointing
up.
if you ask
I'm
me.
carrying you.
So Fowler will kick the ball straight in front and misses again. So Fowler, who's had a really good game of footy, he's kicked
Brilliant
3.
game.
I reckon he's probably missed the same amount, if not more. Could be a lot better than what he has been. Can't tell you who's BOG yet. We'll have to do the tally of votes at the end of the game. We'll see how we go.
Who do you reckon?
How about a little bit of help? What do you think?
What do you reckon? You can't ask us and then not have one yourself. Well, who do you think?
48.
Number 41, Matt Price. Oh, you would.
We got the Price family next to us all.
The Price family, they're all here. There he is again.
Play on, off hands. Tackled, should have been holding the ball if you ask me.
He coughed it up.
Drop the footy ref. It'll be a throw up about 35 out in front. Norton with a big fist comes from behind, down towards Parker, finds Fennick. Fennick goes up towards a wing position, too hot for Gerard Brown, goes over to back, Gertz first on it, looks for a handball backwards, gets stripped of it by Brown. Now goes up towards Dom, who gets his handball smothered, good by Waters, come through off half back, handball up towards Bateman, who just turns on those afterburners. What a kick too, brilliant vision. Hutchison all by himself, he can go if he wants. Handball to Gipp, who runs back around Churcher, looks wide, he's got Howison, that's where he goes, was a good kick. So Howison in front of Hamill, too far out to score. That breeze is really blowing now. So Howison sees something he likes. It's Big Rory Gregg goes in there. It's a good kick. And Big Rory Gregg on the lead with a diving mark. Takes it about 25 out. Pretty tough angle for the big man. But he'll take a good kick.
Smile from ear to ear. Lock Oregon. He fancies his chances from here. Either that or he's just got some wind.
I'm calling a shank.
Calling a shank?
I'm calling a shank.
Oh, jeez.
So Rory Gregg will kick from about 25 out in front. Will take a good kick. Starts at left. Right, kicks it back left. They kicks it straight through the middle. And they're happy with it, the Dramana crowd, because they love the big man, Rory Gregg. He kicks his first. He kicks Dramana's 21st. 21-12, 138 plays. Langwarrin's 3-6-24. 24 played on the Royal Hotel scoreboard, and you're listening to RPPFM, the voice of Peninsula football.
Visit X-Golf Mornington indoor golf simulator centres now and enjoy a golfing hospitality and entertainment experience like no other. X-Golf Mornington is ideal for work events, birthday parties, corporate functions and bucks nights. For more information, go to xgolf.com.au. X-Golf Mornington, think beyond the green, a station sponsor.
So they had another Dramana, ball back in the middle of the ground. Sam Gertz still working hard through the middle. Handball out towards Gregg, goes up towards Gipp now, tries to bustle his way through a couple. I reckon that tape was getting in his way on his hand. Couldn't get possession of the footy, just couldn't pick it up. Spills down towards Churchill, goes out wide, he's got Fennick all by himself. Moves it on, goes up with a handball over the top towards McCormack, who's got Whitford out wide. Goes there now. Whitford just whacks it on the boot, hoping for someone to run onto it. Payne and Borg couldn't. Good work there by Bleeker. Handball over the top to Cosson, who goes with another one over towards Clark. Clark runs up through the middle of the ground now, up towards Gertz. He gives it backwards now to his brother Sam. And they go backwards to go forward, so they find Sean Clark at half back. Takes a strong mark. So some scores around the ground, ladies and gentlemen. Mount Eliza have won by 16 points at Chelsea. They've knocked out YCW. YCW, well, for the first time in 8 years, will not play in a final series. Will not play any further in a final series.
Word is Michael Voss has gone missing. He's not been seen since that final siren, so Brodie has had to wrap it up by himself. So well done, Brodes. Michael Voss has gone missing. I repeat, Michael Voss has gone missing.
So Ryan Smythe just caught holding the ball there by Ash Fennick. So it'll be a free kick to Fennick. Goes short across the face of goal. Looks for Patterson, who looks to move it on quickly. Patterson goes up towards centre half forward. Brown comes out to meet it. Good fist come from behind. Plays jump on the footy. Clark, one of them, tries to get a handball away. Does now backwards towards Howison. Howison gives it off to Dan Gertz, who goes up towards his brother Billy on the wing position. Quigley chips in and takes it. In fact, it was Hutchison. He goes for a right foot snap, just going for distance. Johnson and Patterson in a foot race. Patterson winning it. Johnson just did some good body work. Goes through with it. Good work there by Blake McCormack, just to dive on the footy and get it out of bounds and out of play.
Well coached, mate.
T-Man.
So it'll be the boundary umpire to throw the ball back in. Norton and Gregg to do the ruck work. Norton wins that one. Does the roving as well. Big Red goes with a kick up towards half forward. Herman just did some good body work. Spills out the back towards Smythe. Smythe now with possession of the footy goes over the top towards Dan Gertz, who's got a runner in Bleeker. Goes there now. Bleeker runs up towards a wing position. Good vision. Finds Gipp on a lead.
He's been good. Wow.
He has been for a bloke that's got three hands. That extra tape just adds another hand, doesn't it? Short pass.
Certainly it's a foot.
Good fist comes from Patterson. Foot race between Billy Gertz and Hamill. Somehow the ball staying in, just rolling along the boundary line. Ethan Johnston somehow come out of nowhere and pick the footy up. But good work there by Cuthbert. Stole the footy. Kick wasn't great. Through Dean Moore. Spills out towards Hutchison. Handball back to Wall, who runs to 45. Left foot shot at goal. Kicks it! A very well-rewarded goal for Dean Moore. He's been brilliant today off half-back, and he kicks Dramana's 22nd. 22-12, 144, plays Langwarrin's 3-6-24. And the defenders, well, they've come from full-back to give him a tap on the back, because it's been brilliant today as Dean Moore.
He has been locked. He's the 12th goal kicker for the Dramana Football Club today. So that's staggering numbers. 12 goal kickers.
What that means,
22 goals. What does that mean, Lock? Tell me, quick.
Numbers to win a grand final.
That is exactly right, mate. Exactly right. The spread, impressive spread, with most of them multiple goal scorers too, Lock.
22-12, 144 plays Langwarrin's 3-6-24. 28 played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Ball brought back into play. McCormack backwards towards Andrew Arthur. Goes up towards Whitford. Did some good body work on Smythe there. So Whitford looks inboard. He's got Dormer. It's in half forward. Good fist come from Cosson. Out to meet it now is Brown, but Cosson just put his body on the line, dived on the foot. He gets happy to cop the body contact.
Gip just about to go back on, just to hear that final siren. Him and his three hands, Lock.
Yep. So Johnson and Holmes, they've had jackets on for most of this last quarter, as well as Terry Wheeler. So just icing their players here, Dramana. Understandably so, because they're going to be going on to a grand final next week, in fact.
Calling it early. Let's get today done and dusted, eh?
Yeah, let's do that. As Parker runs to 50, big left foot, wasn't great. Not even going to trouble the scorers, go out of bounds and out on the full. 22-12, 144, plays 3-6-24, 29 and a half played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. It'll be Blinker to bring the ball back in for the Tigers. Just going to go long and strong up towards half-back. Greg comes from behind with a big fist. Spills out the back towards McCormack. So McCormack now. Handball over the top to Fennick. Goes back to McCormack, who goes inside to Parker. Looks in towards the middle of the ground now. He's got Churcher or Patterson. Goes towards Churcher. Gets a handball from Patterson. Goes up towards Dormer at half-forward. Takes a mark uncontested. So Dormer just happy to walk back and take a shot at goal from about 45 out on a slight angle. Not going to talk short pass, no worries, I'll keep going.
Didn't need to.
Final
there it is.
Sounds. Dormer, he's going to have an opportunity to kick one for the Langwarrin Kangaroos, but it's Dramana 22-12, 144 to Langwarrin's 3-6-24. 30 minutes was played in that last term of football. Dramana, they were absolutely dominant as Dormer runs to 45.
Kicks it.
The kick looks pretty good. It's going to be a goal straight through the middle. So good goal there by Josh Dormer, but makes no difference in the end because it's 22-144 to Langwarrin's 4-6-30. 114 points was the difference in the end. Dramana, they ran rampant for 4 solid quarters of football. Absolutely dominant were the Tigers, no doubt about that. Boys, we'll go to a quick break. We'll sort up our votes and come back to you with a quarter time wrap and best on ground. You've been listening to RPPFM, The Voice.